Welcome to episode 0 of the Gilded Plays Odyssey of the Dragonlords. So for those of you who don't know, Odyssey of the Dragonlords is a third-party module published by Modifius. It was written by a bunch of people from BioWare. Their credits include Knights of the Old Republic, and I wish I could remember literally any other things, but they're highly regarded. The book is highly regarded. There's a lot of people who really enjoy it, so we're going to play it. As always, I will be making, my own modifications, but, that's how DMing works. So, let's meet the players. So, you might recognize, you should, if you're a fan of the Gilded Troll, you should recognize Luke and Steph. They're on here all the goddamn time. You might recognize Chris. He's been here a few times. But you probably don't recognize Tim, who's only been here once, and then Jesse and Amber, who've never been here before.
Fresh meat.
Fresh meat. Hey, Jay Miller. Already with the bits.
Aw, thanks, Bay.
Thanks for the 600 bits, Jay Miller. Repaying inspiration for our session 0. Inspiration for every PC.
Aw.
Good job. Congratulations, guys. You started out with inspiration.
Can I use that for my ability rolls?
For your ability scores?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't roll stats, so no.
Is that D20? No.
It has to be an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Read the rules for inspiration, Chris.
God.
I mean, TMs make their own rules.
I got an emote thanks to Jay Miller's cheer.
Wait, what?
Yeah, me too.
Ooh.
Pride wave. I got a dolphin! I got a dolphin. Okay.
That's cute.
Why not? I'm super off-center, but I'm afraid to, turn my camera because, I don't want to screw up the other scene.
Dude, it's fine.
All right.
We adjust, that's what we do.
Alright. So, this is session 0. We do not have characters. We haven't started the campaign. We don't even know what the campaign's about. I mean, you guys might have some idea, maybe. Because I'm really bad at keeping secrets, and I like to gush. I'm just gonna continue fiddling with my camera until I'm happy with it. Hey, we got 100 bits from Horrible Tomato. Thanks, Horrible Tomato. Who would you like to?
Oh, that's one of my D&D buddies.
Yeah.
One of the people that introduced me to D&D.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. Thank God for you.
So let's talk about what this campaign is, and obviously in big terms. I'm not gonna tell you the narrative or the story or anything, but I'm gonna tell you stuff. So the idea of the campaign is epic heroism, which is that you are each going to play an epic hero. What does that mean? So epic heroism comes from, or in this case is inspired by Greek epics like the Odyssey, the Iliad, what's it? Argoni? I don't know, whatever. The one with Jason in it.
Oh, Argonauts.
Jason the Argonauts.
I mean, Jason the Argonauts, but
Yeah.
what's the name of the poem?
Oh, I'll look it up while you're...
Whatever. It comes from that kind of inspiration. So the heroes are, while flawed, still clearly heroic, and anything bad that happens to you is frequently your fault. Although
That's my life.
What tracks?
That's a
That checks out.
One way that this setting differs from, for instance, the Forgotten Realms is that the evidence of the existence of divinities is literally incontrovertible, and the evidence that you need to be actively worshiping them is anywhere you look. So you will not find atheists, you will not find agnostics, you won't find people who end up in the Wall of the Faithless. There are most people worship the 5 who are known as the 5 gods. Convenient. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So I kind of want to tell you, and I don't know how much you guys have read of the player's guide, which I sent you, but just for the sake of the viewers and for the sake of the people who didn't read it as much or read it and forgot everything, I'm going to just sort of quickly tell the story of this world called Thylea. in the beginning, um, as the myth goes, there was a great number of old gods, now referred to as titans, and they were mostly just destructive. They kind of rampaged around and just destroyed things, and all of the mortal races got to essentially live short, brutal lives. But one titan, Thylea, was more compassionate and more in tune with the needs and the desires of these mortal races. And because she couldn't do anything to stop the other titans, she left. She just fled into the oceans and tried to drown out the cries of anguish that she felt in her very soul, and couldn't. So she essentially tried to drown herself by just plunging herself beneath the waves, and in doing so, her body became the continent and archipelago that is Thylea.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You have a map of what that looks like?
I do. So now this is the part where we switch to the Roll20 scene.
Oh.
So we're going to go to the Roll20. Welcome to Roll20. And then...
That'll be German now.
And then I just have to pull up this so I can actually switch to a map of the continent. I forgot to open Roll20 on my laptop. That would have been smart.
I'm imagining that it's, oh god, what's that Disney movie? Moana.
Moana.
A person being a massive land. Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah, no, I know.
Not quite. I am gonna
Larger
grab...
than that.
But just as much as the drama queen, apparently.
Apparently. Here we go. World. Yeah. We got a world. I'm going to zoom out so the stream can see it. And hopefully this map doesn't have, like, spoilers on it. Nah, it doesn't.
All the spoilers.
It doesn't look like there's literally, like, anything.
Guys, look hard.
I know.
Yeah, there's, like, nothing labeled on here, so that's good. So it is a continent and an archipelago. So as she committed ritual suicide, her husband, who heretofore unmentioned, was known as Kentamane, was absolutely just devastated by her loss, and just started rampaging, and eventually ended up creating a storm that would encircle Thylea forever. And even in her death, she was able to eventually calm him down, and now he serves as protector for all of Thylea, maintaining that perpetual storm, protecting Thylea, the continent, from the rest of these old god titans. They are lost to time. No one knows who they are anymore. No one knows if they ever actually even existed. That's just how the myth goes.
But according to the myth, they're outside of the storms.
Yes, correct. And Kentamane, the angry titan, keeps them at bay. Incidentally, Kentamane's title is the 100-Handed, which is, I think, a cool as fuck name.
You saw my reaction, Ian.
I did see that, yeah.
To the picture?
I did. He's also known as Kentamane of the 100 Hands. But yeah, she... I'll read you an excerpt. Her limbs sunk to the bottom of the sea, stretching and twisting into great roots that connected each island, nurturing the fertile plants and gentle animals that sprang into being on the island's surface. Yeah, so Thylea now exists not only as all of the islands and the continent, but also as the mother tree, which is supposedly a massive tree that exists on one of these islands, but no one really knows where it is or if it even exists. But for a long time, things just sort of passed in this way, with flora and fauna flourishing, and there weren't any mortal races to be heard of. And after some time, the mother tree sprouted fruits, and Kentamane, seeing that they were of his wife Thylea, decided to eat them.
Yeah.
So he
Reeks.
he ate.
Always eating babies.
He ate of these fruits, these 7 fruits, and spit out the pits into the ocean, where they bobbed and floated, taunting him. And he, in his infinite rage, this guy is very angry. Like, that's his defining characteristic. He's super angry.
Relatable.
In his infinite rage, he shoved them down to the bottom of the ocean and buried them under the sands. And yet the next day they floated once again. And when they did, before he could even try to bury them or destroy them, they opened. And more titans were born. From the 7 fruits, 8 titans were born. And as they grew up, they became gods in their own right. Strength, beauty, wisdom, craft, prophecy, and swiftness. And then the twins became gods of time and storms, and death and dreams. These twins were Sidon and Lutheria, whose names you may have read.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them are gone. The myth says that 8 were born, but in modern times, there are only 4. 8 were born and of the 2 parents, but of the 10, only 4 remain.
Did that happen inside of the storm? Or
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from here on out, everything is inside the storm. Everything outside of the storm just doesn't exist.
Doesn't
Hey,
exist.
Fast Leote, staying for the troll.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for that's a sub, right? Yeah, it's a sub. Oh shit, that's a tier 2 sub. Thanks, Fast Leote.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. You'd think having 100 hands would be a defining characteristic. The 100 hands just allow him to throw hands because he's angry.
It's just more hands that he can throw
Exactly.
in his anger.
Yes.
Dear God.
What, you don't have 100 hands to throw at someone?
Bitch, I wish.
That's why you need a
My
chest
stream is
freezer.
so far behind.
Yeah,
It hasn't
mine
even
is too.
switched to roll 20 yet.
Yeah. Oh.
Really?
Wow, there, it just switched. Holy shit.
Wow.
Refresh.
About 3 to 4 seconds for me.
Jeez. Wait, it just jumped. I don't know, whatever. I think it was really far behind because I didn't have it open, because I have another tab open. So yeah, the fledgling titans grew and became gods in their own right. So Thylea, the mother goddess, Kentamane, the protector, and then each of their 8 children with their own domains. But now it's just, for the most part, Sidon and Lutheria are worshipped, and Thylea and Kentamane are just sort of, people are just aware that they exist. And for a long time, it continued like that. And during the period of prehistory, a lot of many mortal races were created. Nowadays, they're known as the monstrous races. They include centaurs, satyrs, a staggeringly wide variety of cyclopses. The plural is technically cyclops. I
What's
hate it.
that?
So from now on, there are cyclopses.
Cyclopides.
Yeah, Cyclopedies is what it is in the book, I think.
No, it's cyclopes. Cyclopes. Cyclopes.
Cyclopedies is much better.
I like cyclopses, but there are a variety of cyclopses, the greatest of which are known as the Gigans, 6-armed cyclopses that at one time had the largest empire in all of Thylea. And these monstrous races, so just to give you a bit of framing, there are the monstrous races and the civilized races. The civilized races are your generic fantasy races. the humans, the elves, the dwarves, halflings. There might be gnomes. I'm not entirely sure. And then the monstrous races are essentially anything else: centaurs, satyrs, nymphs, cyclopses, minotaurs, sirens. Minotaurs aren't a proper race. They're cursed creatures.
Nymphs were there before the monstrous races came to be, though,
The
right?
nymphs were created alongside them
Okay.
by the Titans.
Okay.
Nowadays, the remaining Titans, Sidon and Lutheria, consider themselves the patron deities of the monstrous races, and they essentially just like split it right down the middle. So if I recall correctly, it's Cyclopses, Centaurs, and Minotaurs are Sidons, and the rest are Lutherias. At some point, about, I want to say it was about 1,000 years prior to where our story begins, the civilized races found their way through the Everstorm, which is just a name I just gave it. That's not the official name. I think the actual name is like the Forgotten Sea. I think that's actually just what that is.
Mm-hmm.
But
Your Sanderson is showing.
thanks.
Put that away.
But civilized races found their way through the storm, usually by being shipwrecked and washing up on the shores of Thylea. And they did their best to eke out a meager existence, to create civilization, and they had very little success. The satyrs and the nymphs were friendly to them, if a bit standoffish, but the rest of the races gave no quarter, took no quarter. Do you
Gave
give or
no
take?
quarter.
You take. Okay, you take
Give quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. The rest of the races were not happy with these new players in Thylea.
I am having none of these new mortal races.
Right.
Were they literally like give no quarter, which means like kill on sight, no questions asked, no prisoners, or was it just they just didn't like them?
It was literally give no quarter. They killed them on sight. So the mortal races had a very uphill battle to fight to have any land to themselves. Not helped along by the fact that Sidon and Lutheria very much helped their children in these endeavors. If the mortal races or the settler races decided to launch a naval strike, their ships would be struck down by lightning. So anytime the settler races had any kind of advantage, Sidon and Lutheria would be quick to remove it. And so it continued for a very long time until the settler races decided that, hey, we should probably worship these things that are murdering us all the time. And so worship of Sidon and Lutheria began. And Sidon and Lutheria begrudgingly accepted their worship. Like, yeah, okay, I guess I won't murder you anymore.
I guess I won't say no to your worship.
But they still lavished their children races with gifts. So the settlers still had an uphill battle. And so it continued for hundreds of years until the arrival of the Dragonlords. 7 mortals riding 7 dragons who appeared through the storm, and for once they were able to bring things with them instead of just washing up here. They brought great weapons made of iron, which is rare as all hell in Thylea. And they brought dragons, which was kind of a big fucking deal. And for the first time, the settlers had the upper hand, and the gods could do nothing about it. So the Dragonlords swept across Thylea, and they were able to actually create cities. Cities that now have become the largest cities on the continent. Aricia, Mitros, and Astoria, chief among them. After about 10, I want to say it's 10 years, after about 10 years of the Dragonlords running roughshod over Thylea, and honestly just annihilating anything in their path, which was very little after a short time because the monstrous races realized we can't do anything about that, let's just give them what they want. The Titans were incensed, and they raised vast armies of these monstrous races, and so began the First War. With title case, the First War. And yet, even with armies being amassed, and the blessings of the Titans behind them, the monstrous races were still losing. The Dragonlords were apt to win, and the Gigan Empire fell entirely, to the point where Gigans are little more than a bedtime story for children.
What's a Gigan? The Cyclops?
Cyclops.
Six-armed Cyclops.
Yeah.
They were the greatest of the monstrous races. So the Dragonlords had nearly won the war when the Titans themselves took the battlefield, wading through armies that had been rallied behind the Dragonlords and swatting Dragonlords from dragons themselves. And the Dragonlords died. The last of their dragons gone. And all seemed lost. And the armies of the Dragonlords crafted magnificent ships. Chief among them the Ultros, which was christened with the ability to ignore Sidon's storms. Right?
That's not a big deal.
We're getting that ship. That's our ship now.
I don't even know how that works. Like, how do you just ignore us? Like, you just go through waves?
Dragons.
I guess.
You calm the
Marine.
seas around you.
Yeah, man, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even with these incredible ships, the Titans seemed apt to win, and then a miracle happened. The five gods appeared. The five gods: Mitros, Valus, Pythor, Kyra. I'll get it.
Come on, I
Vulcan.
believe in you.
Notes.
Vulcan.
Yeah.
Vulcan.
I was
Yeah, Vulcan.
on that page too, and I just left it.
Thanks. I got it.
Following along in our story books.
You
I
got
got
it,
it.
sweetie.
So the five gods arrived and took the fight to the Titans, and after a short battle, the five gods forced the Titans to sign what is now known as the Oath of Peace. Essentially, a 500-year ceasefire. And then we fast forward to 499 years later.
That's convenient.
And no one has
First
done any
we
preparing
fucking
at
knew.
all.
Just our
Everyone
luck.
was just waiting.
I mean, so in those 500 years, the city Mitros, named after its patron goddess Mitros, burgeoned into a metropolis. It's the largest city in all of Thylea. For the last 100-odd years, there have been almost non-stop wars between Astoria and Eresia, known as the Eresian campaigns.
Is it Astoria and Odyssey or Mitros and Odyssey?
I think it's Astoria and Eresia.
Because I thought, because Mitros is the one on the sea.
Yeah. Let me check.
Probably just read the book wrong.
I mean, it's very possible I just misremembered.
Eresia and Mitros are both on the sea.
Yeah.
They're on the Roll20 map, so I'm just looking at.
Where did I read that? Eresian campaign. Oh, geez. The Eresian campaign started 370 years ago. And apparently ended 100 years ago. What? Okay. Okay, no, you're right. It is Mitros. It's Mitros and Eresia. So after the Oath of Peace was sworn, Mitros, the goddess Mitros, ascended to the heavens, but the rest of the five gods still to this day walk the earth. Pythor is king of Astoria. Valus, Pythor, god of battle, is king of Astoria. Valis, goddess of wisdom, is queen of Mitros, the wife of King Acastus. Kyra, also known as the Muse. I'm not actually sure what she's the goddess of.
She's the bardic one, isn't she?
Yeah,
She
she's
is the
the
goddess of music and swiftness.
Ah.
Mostly wanders the world looking for stories to write. And Vulcan mans the forges in Astoria.
Is Kyra basically God from Supernatural?
I wouldn't
He's
know.
he's just hanging out in the world and writes books about people, and that's why Supernatural exists. He's bored and he just writes novels about why they're fighting monsters.
Holy shit.
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Spoiler!
it's so old now. Statute of limitations on spoilers.
So I get that
I
a lot
didn't
of
want.
people who came there were like shipwrecked and stuff like that. But is there any main like resource that Thylea has that brought so many people to the land?
You mean the settler races?
Yeah.
Mostly they were just explorers looking for new lands and just were destroyed by the storm and washed up on the shores of Thylea. They weren't here looking for anything. And as far as anyone's aware, no one has ever left Thylea. At least they've never left and come back and had a credible story to tell.
Whatever happened to that ship?
The Ultros?
Yeah.
It was lost to the ages.
Oh.
It was.
We'll find it.
It was.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, and its powers mighty, but it was not enough to turn the tide of the war. And in the years following, was lost.
I didn't want to play a sea captain in this game, but
But if
there's
you
Yeah,
have
a
to,
magic ship.
Oh, bring back Folg. We need a pirate again.
What about the mother tree? Is that like, has that ever been brought back up, or was that ever found, or anything like that?
to this day, no one's found it.
You said that the Dragonlords brought in iron weapons, which were far superior to what they had. What were they using? Like, what kind of
Bronze.
material?
Bronze.
Soft metal.
Very, very soft. Yeah.
Which, if you've seen the history of the world, is just slightly worse than iron.
Slightly worse than iron. So you will all have bronze weapons, which do 1 die less damage than. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna
No,
fucking.
no, they're
flip out.
statistically identical to iron weapons. It's.
So you are going to add durability, right?
Hard mode.
But yeah, no, like you will have bronze weapons because iron is exceedingly rare in Thylea. But statistically, bronze weapons are the same as iron.
Got it.
I imagine that extends to armor and stuff as well. So
Yes.
armor's bronze. Okay.
Yep. I think that's about all I have. Yeah, that's all I have for my notes for like how to describe the setting.
That's our history lesson.
That's your history lesson.
Best history lesson I've had in a long time, though.
How did the god king rule over the city?
Say it again.
How does was it Petor the one?
Pythor.
Python.
Pythor. Yeah. How does he rule over the city?
Drunkenly.
Drunkenly.
Drunkenly, yeah. In modern days, he is known as a drunkard, and the Oath of Peace was a 500-year ceasefire. The gods, the 5 gods, and the Titans are forbidden from interfering in the other one's machinations.
That's part of the peace thing.
Okay.
That's part of the Oath of Peace. The other part of the Oath of Peace is that I literally just completely lost my train of thought.
Let me ask you something. The history lesson that you just gave us, is that everyone's understanding of how it happened? Okay.
Yeah,
So that's basic knowledge that our characters would have.
correct.
All right.
And there
Most of us.
are several misconceptions in there.
Cool.
But I mean, it's ancient history, of course there are.
yeah.
Yeah, I love the dynamic that they give you the story that the players and the people know.
Yeah,
And the DM just has all this information on what actually happened.
I had a very hard time with that. So yesterday I was like rehearsing kind of like, you know, the history lesson,
And then
I
he
was
goes,
like,
"Oh,
oh
fuck."
shit, I can't tell them that.
Yeah.
Out loud, he'll say, "Oh,
So this
fuck."
morning I reread the player's guide to get the official story.
Yeah, you stuck to it really good.
Yeah.
And like even reading it as a player, like as a player of a couple games, like I could see that there were patches of it that were just like the shading on old cartoons,
Yeah.
where it's like, I'm not so sure this is gonna last through the entire scene.
Yeah.
Are all 5 gods still present?
Mitros, the greatest of the goddesses, or the greatest of the 5 gods. Steph, what is Mitros goddess of?
Dawn.
Magic.
Goddess of the dawn. She has ascended to heaven after the signing of the Oath of Peace.
Bye.
The heavens, like it's not
Yeah.
called heaven; it's called the heavens. They are very vague about afterlives.
I was going to say, is there any concept as a pantheon of stuff like
No,
that?
they're
Like, is there
not.
an Elysium field? Is there anything like that that we would
The
aspire
Doesn't,
towards?
Doesn't
the-
Lutheria control the afterlife?
Lutheria is the goddess of death and controls the underworld. They don't really talk about it a whole lot, but I think that they're just kind of cribbing Greek mythology where everyone dead goes to the underworld, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where mortal souls go. I think there was a vague reference at one point to it was either, I think it was some culture that believed in reincarnation, but I don't think that anyone actually has any concrete knowledge of afterlives.
This whole blurb, is this coming from the settlers' point of view?
So, in the years since the Oath of Peace, the settlers and the less monstrous of the monstrous races. Hey, Shaun the Dead is staying with the Gilded Troll. Welcome to the
Hi,
Gilded
Shaun.
Troll. Hi, Sean. Thanks for subbing.
7 months. Not bad.
Just so
7
you know,
months.
the alert is cutting off on
I
stream.
do
The
see
troll
that.
is cut off halfway through.
Yeah, I do see that. I'm not
Damn
sure
it.
why. Let's see if I can...
Oh, also, well, I hate to say this, but
Uh-oh.
Andy gave me in Cheerspiration as well.
Oh, God damn it.
Hey, I got you.
Already?
And again.
And again.
Andy.
Andy.
God damn it, Andy.
Let
We
me grab
supported
let me
you
grab
on
the
your
box.
Section 0, and this is how you treat us.
I personally
Classy
gave
librarians
you
know.
personally in Cheerspiration, Andy.
Thanks for the follow, dude.
So,
Oh no, and again.
Oh,
and again, Andy's just dumping those channel points.
I guess if we all have up to 3, it makes sense to give Ian 3.
Yeah.
Don't tell them things like that.
Oh yeah, let me add that to my notes so I don't forget that.
I'm starting a
when
little
we get there.
checklist on a piece
Yeah,
of paper.
I actually have to in my
Keep
note.
track, asshole.
Yeah, my notebooks have disappeared, and I'm too much for a coward to stand up and go and find them.
just have word up.
Like
See,
the
that
quarantine weight is just shaming me into not standing up on
Oh my
camera.
god, shut up.
Alright. I feel like there was something I was gonna say
Ooh.
about.
Yeah,
Definitely
current,
got inspiration.
actions
Thanks,
of all
babe.
5.
Well, really, it's for Samus, but Steph is probably closer to Puppers right now.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. I feel like it had something to do with Mitros.
The settlers aren't really
Ah,
settlers anymore.
right,
They're
yes.
cities.
Yes. So relations between the settler races and the monstrous races have improved significantly in the years since. Centaurs are still very nomadic, so they don't really live in cities with people. Satyrs are rare but not unheard of in cities. Nymphs mostly keep to themselves in the wilds. Cyclopses are still considered barbaric, monstrous creatures that are not really welcome in civilized society. Sirens mostly stick to the islands, and people don't. What else is there? Minotaurs and
Samus?
Yeah, she's fine.
yeah, she breathing.
Yeah.
She doing a big breathe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I heard something. I'm like, I think that's Samus.
I can't see follow
Space
notifications.
Jones is now
It's my
following.
friend Georgie.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm all out of sorts right now. But yeah, relations are existent instead of just outright war. That's all I have to say about that. I think.
How traversed is the land?
How traversed?
Yeah, is it like a Chult?
It is not. So the Heartlands and the Greater Steppes are less explored than the Old Woods. For instance, most people stick to the coastal area, the southern coast of Thylea, but there are maps of the northern reaches.
Am I right in assuming that it's mostly centaurs and other nomadic peoples up in the steppes and the heartlands?
Yep.
There's little itty bitty centaurs.
A little itty bitty centaur.
That gave it away.
Rhinos.
It gave it away, yeah, a little bit.
There's scorpions up there too. Fuck yeah. Oh wait, is that
So that has
It
kind
is
of
not-
has a North Sub-Saharan climate.
Good question.
It's got rhinos.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
elephants.
I would imagine so. I haven't actually read much about climate.
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot about
I
that
want
in
you to
there.
know water table details for the setting.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Mhm.
What's the average rainfall?
Yeah.
3 inches a day.
Shit.
Nice.
That's
Speaking of Steph's disappointment,
that's impossible. Yeah. Any other questions about the setting?
I was going to say, Lunaria raises an interesting point, and I think because there was some interesting stuff about Minotaurs and how they exist and why they are the way they are.
That's a good question. I
I think-
actually don't recall the Minotaur.
Off the top of my
creation.
dome, I think they were asked to build something, and then at the end, they were like, "You should just all go kill yourselves now," and they were forced to build the maze to their own death, and that's how they're.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yes, I remember reading that.
something completely off the wall about basically they were forced to build labyrinths to kill themselves, and then got to the bottom exhausted and decided to just no, we're done, and then climbed back to the top and became a civilization,
Oh.
which is kind of cool, but it would be interesting to know.
Sidon threw curses down upon the human settlers, transforming them.
Yeah, over time, the people of the tribe began to venerate the bull, who
Yeah.
had
That's it.
crowning him as the god of the harvest. When Sidon learned of this, he was furious. He threw curses down upon the settlers and transformed them into bulls. Each of them was harnessed to a plow and forced to tread the same winding geometric path until that path became a deep labyrinthian gorge.
Sidon
Eventually, the
curse.
plows broke, and the people of Minos slowly began to stand upright again, but their faces had been forever changed by the curse.
It's so cool.
That
Badass.
is really fucking cool. So yeah, they were. I think it said they were humans, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
And basically,
love-
Sidon got jealous.
I don't
Yes.
love the transform into a bull aspect, but I think that's a cool backstory.
It is, yeah. The transform into a bull feature of the race is really cool. It's really neat. It's super underpowered.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
happens
is-
at too late a level.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is you have to balance it against Druid Wild Shape, because if
Yeah.
it's as good as or better than Druid Wild Shape, then why be a Druid?
Yeah.
So it has to come online really late in order for it to not be busted.
I mean, it's nice to have like someone who can haul things.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have a pack mule.
If I make a Minotaur and y'all use me as a pack mule at any
Yeah.
point,
Oh, you know that's gonna happen.
I will rage.
Yeah, that's racist. It's not happening.
As a Minotaur, I'm racist against color red.
Actually, if you are subjected to the
I-
color
Yeah.
red, you turn into a bull against your
Yeah,
will.
it's so
I,
cool.
I did see that. Yeah.
Guess who's
Um,
gonna be carrying around something red?
All right. Society. Is it equivalent to like Forgotten Realms in terms of technology, magic, and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
to think.
Forgotten Realms feels more medieval. This feels much more ancient Greek.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what the actual differences would be. Like,
It's mostly cultural, and I don't think that there's
like technologically,
the
like
fiddly bits. Like you couldn't have a Da Vinci really. Well, no,
Yeah.
because there's the Amazon,
Thanks, Andy.
and they get the clockwork
Why
nonsense.
didn't we get a noise for that? 1,500 bits from Andy.
Thank you. We got a noise.
Ooh.
We got
I heard
noise?
it,
I
yeah.
didn't. Jesus.
Yeah, I got
didn't
it.
hear
Oh, and Z gave Amber.
Nat 20 for
Inspiration.
Jesse, Steph, and Luke.
The chosen
Thank you.
ones.
And Inspiration for Amber.
Chosen ones.
So saith Z's dice. And I got another cheer. I got it.
Damn it.
So disgusted.
Stop helping him.
I don't know. I got an emote.
Sorry, I'm gonna get him.
Sorry, I got an emote.
Raging
Thanks.
drunk after this. He won't remember how many inspirations he has. It's fine.
I mean, I actually have a stack of them.
He's writing them down.
Yeah, go into his notebook
can
and
alter
race a couple.
I have a
No, I
stack
won't
of
do that.
coins.
I'm not an asshole. Who followed?
Ribasheen. Thanks for
Thanks.
following.
I can't see it. Where are you seeing it?
It's right there, babe.
Where? Oh God, I'm an idiot. It's fine.
It was really obvious, wasn't it?
We usually have a dialogue box open up in Streamlabs, and that's usually what I look at.
Hmm.
But now it's just the notification in the corner. I'm not used to looking at that. I'm blind. It's fine.
Let's do 500, I think.
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to fix the alert box, like getting cut off.
So, other players, have you guys read through the player guide, everybody?
Yeah, and I did also, I flicked through the main book, but none of the adventure stuff. So I got a bit, but like nothing that I would sit there and go, I know anything of importance. And I definitely haven't read any of the adventure. But yeah, I read
Anybody?
through.
Yeah,
Read some of it.
Anybody have any ideas on where we want to be from?
We'll get there.
are we all being from?
Oh, we'll get there.
Relax,
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
directing this.
We're
yeah.
not there yet. I still have 3 things to cover before we get
You have
there.
3. Oh.
You're the
Buckle in, kiddos.
Choo-choo.
So the next, so if we're good with setting and like we're no more questions and just like we're all good. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about is tones and themes. So we'll start with tones. So the big tone of this entire campaign, obviously, is epic heroism. So there will be plentiful moments where people recognize you, and you are expected to be heroes. You are expected to do the right thing. What that right thing is up for debate. As always, there are no. I guess I shouldn't say as always. There are no clear-cut cosmological good or evil. There is just heroism. So I guess that's kind of a theme too, then, I guess, because we're going to sort of explore what it means to be a hero, what makes a hero.
On that topic, were there any gods like that are a little more sea in nature? Like rogue is a class. If you're playing a rogue, you get proficiency in sleight of hand, you're gonna use it.
Yeah.
So does that detract from your whole heroic nature or your epic path or whatever?
I think that's a fantastic question for you guys to answer over the course of the campaign.
Okay.
I don't think that that's something that the gods have any real opinion on. People you meet might have an opinion on it. It might sully some people's opinions of you to know that you're thieves despite being heroes. But yeah, that's definitely something.
Robin Hood was a thief.
Exactly. So the other major tone for this campaign is that of divine cruelty. Sidon and Lutheria are worshipped out of necessity and not out of any kind of veneration.
Fear.
They are hateful, vengeful gods. And they strike down anyone who does not worship them. That's what I wanted to do. The other part of the Oath of Peace is that the Oath of Peace will only be upheld as long as Sidon and Lutheria are still worshipped.
Oof.
If worship of the Titans falls out of favor, the oath ends prematurely.
That's a big oof.
Yeah. So the kings and queens of Thylea are aware of this and are careful not to squash worship of the Titans.
It's like a checks and balances thing, isn't it?
Is that where all those offerings that come from for them?
Yep. Which is why, as we're moving on to themes, sacrifice is a strong theme in this campaign. The sacrifice of lives to gods, the sacrifice of yourself for your friends, the sacrifice of things that you care about to save other things that you care about. There will be difficult choices. There will be sacrifices.
I'm gonna have feelings during this game, aren't I?
You very well may.
There's gonna be a lot of gray area too.
Another theme that we discussed is heroism. What does it mean to be a hero? What does it mean to be good? Good versus evil is kind of always a theme in campaigns, even in settings where there's like a cosmological good and a cosmological evil. It's like, well, I mean, let's explore the gray area between them. But I think more so in this campaign, we're actually exploring not the gray area between them, but like what is good. What are the things that make us good? So I would say that I'm not going to say that you can't play an evil character. I'm not going to say you can't play a neutral character, but there will be sort of a good bent to the campaign. And that sort of comes from the theme of sacrifice. Generally sacrifice is seen as a selfless or good act.
And personal sacrifice is also a thing.
Right. So that's tones and themes. So that was 2 of the 3 bullet points that I wanted to get to before we actually create characters. And the last one is house rules. So character creation. None of these are up for debate, so don't debate me. Assignable racial ability scores. Any ability score improvements you get from your race, you can put them anywhere you want. You just can't stack them. Our ability score generation is point buy, 27 points, standard PHP. Multi-classing is allowed, feats are allowed. Technically they're variant rules, so I feel like I have to say that. Anytime that your class would award you an ASI or a feat, you can take an ASI and a feat.
That's good to know.
That is good to know. So fighters, yes, you get 7 feats. Rogues, you get 6 feats. And the other big house rule, character creation house rule that I use is that if you are a warlock, as soon as you take your first level in warlock, you choose intelligence or charisma, and that is your ability score for everything that class does. So anytime...
Can it just be those 2 and wisdom or either?
Only int or charisma.
Okay, all right.
No wisdom.
Not up for debate.
Okay.
I'm of the opinion that it should have been intelligence from the beginning. Like
it was originally, and they changed
I'm aware
it.
Of that. I actually played the 5th edition playtests.
Oh, nice.
I played the 5th edition playtest when it was just wizard, fighter, cleric, and rogue.
All right, you need to...
I was playing 5e before it was cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
Would say 5e's never been cool, but it has honestly had a zeitgeist, so I can't say that.
It's kind of in the zeitgeist, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't really argue that. So those are the character creation house rules. For other, and I feel like I should discuss those like right now. But since we're going to be creating characters in a moment, but the big one. So the big house rule that I want to use, and this one is up for debate, so please debate me. I would like for this to be the first campaign where I get to use the gritty realism variant rule.
I am on board.
Can you explain what it is?
So for those of you who don't know, it changes the time required to short and long rest. So a
I'm
long rest
so down.
is now 7 days, and a short rest is now 8 hours. Let's do that. We'll table it.
When we post this on YouTube, it's going to be to skip the gritty realism. Please skip 2 hours in.
No,
And we do all actually like each other, and we do want to be here.
Yeah, no, like this isn't for anyone watching. We're not. We're just having a real fucking conversation in front of you guys. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think people were like, "Oh, you're not looking at my."
This isn't happy-go-lucky Curse of Strahd session 0.
Yeah.
Fucking whistleblowers.
A lot of people have been putting suggestions and then like, you didn't see my suggestion. I'm like, I'm really sorry,
shit.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
We will go back. I know me and Ian do. We watch the streams back again to read comments.
Yeah.
So we'll do that and see if there's a good fit for something in the meantime. But like, we'll table it for now.
So moving on, the other house rule that I wanted to discuss, and hopefully this one doesn't have nearly as much
Oh no!
discussion. Meta magic for all.
no, I'm just kidding.
So for those of you who don't know, Meta Magic for All is a house rule that makes every spellcaster a little bit more powerful, but makes sorcerers significantly more powerful, which they need because they suck.
It's a win-win.
So essentially what it does is that every spellcaster, once they hit level 3, knows every meta magic. Every one of them. Sorcerers, anytime they would normally pick a meta magic option to learn, instead they pick an option and reduce the cost of it by 1 sorcery point. And yes, you can reduce it to 0. So you can literally get free subtle spells. And you can even
Free twin.
you can get free twin. And you can even pick the same option multiple times at different levels to reduce it further.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, so you could literally pick heightened 3 times and reduce it to 0, and just always get heightened for, yeah. So, and then the only class that's sorcerers, when they finish a long rest, gain sorcery points as normal. Every other spellcaster, when they finish a long rest, they lose all of their sorcery points. But any class can burn a spell slot for sorcery points.
It's actually pretty neat.
So that's the house
all
rule.
classes start with 1 or all classes start with 0?
What, sorcery points?
Yeah.
0.
Okay.
So like I could sacrifice a 2nd level spell as a wizard and get how many points?
2.
2. And then I could use that to fuel some kind of better spell.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you feel about that house rule?
I think it's fair.
I'm okay with that.
It gives
I
me-
am considering making a sorcerer if that house rule is implemented,
Okay.
because I was
That's
I was specifically looking at the demigod one
Mhm.
and throwing quicken on earth tremor and just bonus action proning everyone in difficult terraining near me
And then
every
melee?
turn,
Yeah,
and then
advantage
just
for
melee the
Yes,
shit out of
please.
them.
Nice.
So that's like I saw that it was like a potential house rule, and I was like, oh yeah, like that's a thing I can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I'm for it. I think it'll make sorcerers more powerful, and I think it'll give other casters a
option.
neat option to use.
Yep.
Right. But it's not only good for sorcerers; it's good for all
Right.
casters. Which
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
is the perk of it.
Like I could heighten a fireball as a wizard.
Right.
Yep.
Twin fireball.
Twin fireball doesn't work, but yeah. But yeah, I think heightened is only for 1 creature, right? 1 creature gets disadvantage.
Yeah,
You can only
sorry.
a spell that affects
I can-
one creature.
I can heighten Crown of Thorns at level 3 or whatever.
Yeah. So yes, we're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. So then other standard house rules. Barbarian's rage damage bonus goes up by 1 at Barbarian 5, 9, 13, 17 instead of 9 and 16.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Jesse. So it keeps.
We're gonna start calling you Jables again.
Ooh.
We just disnamed him.
So essentially, Barbarian's rage damage bonus is equivalent to their proficiency bonus as long as you're a single class Barbarian. If you multi-class, it falls behind proficiency, but
Barbarian's just better now.
Barbarian
It interacts really interestingly with the Odyssey one because you get to add +1 to your rage for every round you're in combat up to your strength modifier. So you can be at +11 rage damage at level 20.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
It's fair because like they don't get that many attacks.
Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
I'm rethinking things.
Yeah, they
Hold
don't
on.
get too many attacks.
Wait.
Wait. Spore druids. Sorry, what?
The barbarian from this adventure pack is really interesting.
Yeah.
He's really interesting. Yeah, I don't hate Herculia.
I really want to get the oversized longbow from Dragon Heist because it's the strength-based longbow and add it to that, and it's going to be so good.
There's no restriction on casting leveled spells per turn. So if you cast a bonus action spell, you can cast an action spell. There's no like critical role style. It has to be level 1 or 2. You can cast Fireball, Quicken Fireball. Don't care. Go do it. You want to spend all of your resources in one turn? Feel free.
He's recently undone that rule.
What's that?
Oh, really?
He's recently undone it and gone back to the OG.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Why?
He's got power gamers.
Yeah, okay. Spore Druid Symbiotic Entity is a bonus action instead of an action. I don't think anyone's going to be a Spore Druid. That came up when Steph played a Spore Druid.
It sucked.
Yeah, it was bad. If you are a multi-classed spellcaster, in order to calculate your spellcasting equivalent level for your spell slots, if you're a half or a third caster, you round your level up instead of down, because that's stupid and does not work. If you're a Paladin 5, you cast spells like a third level caster, but if you multi-class, it counts it as 2 levels of spellcaster.
Oh, yeah.
So dumb. So I fixed that rule. It's broken. Artificers fixed that rule, incidentally. Artificer rounds their levels up after having it in Eberron. Anyway, so those are the standard house rules that I use.
Talking about all these classes and stuff, what about UA?
Yeah, so good question. UA is allowed with approval. I'm not just going to add a blanket approval to UA because some of them are hilariously busted. But if you want to play something that's in a UA, let me know and I'll make a determination. Yeah, sources allowed by default. Player's Handbook, Skag, Volos, Xanathars, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, which literally just has GIF, Tortle, and then campaign-specific sources, namely the Player's Guide, all of the subclasses and the races. Sources allowed with approval are UA, Grung, Eberron, Ravnica, and Wildmount.
Theros? Sorry, I blanked for a second there.
I did not say Theros because I wrote that before Theros came out. I don't even know what's in Theros, so I'm going to say with approval.
Okay. There's some interesting stuff.
Okay, and I mean they're Greek inspired, so it shouldn't be a flavor miss, right?
Yeah.
Until it's busted, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, until so I will say that if there is a Thylean version, you have to pick the Thylean version, so you can't play a Theros Satyr.
Oh, damn it.
Theros Satyr is busted.
They're
right?
busted because they have magic resistance, which is just hilariously strong.
I mean, they're fake.
I'm sorry, do you mean the thing that one epic path gets for free?
Yeah, at level 12 or somewhere around there.
No,
Yeah,
just
you don't
they
get them
it.
automatically.
You don't get the Divine Boon automatically.
Mm-mm.
You don't
Oh,
get
you
until you
don't?
complete your quest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it ended, or I did not catch that. I thought that was just a level 1, you get this benefit.
I missed that. I was with Chris.
You get it after you fulfill your story threads.
Yeah, maybe you should read
I
the
mean,
stuff
that
before the
makes
choices.
Fine.
Dude. Relax, buddy.
Read the flavor.
I only read flavor. That's my problem. I don't read mechanics. I only read flavor.
Alright. So after an hour and 40 minutes of not creating characters, let's make some characters. So first things first, I am awarding inspiration for each major character choice that you make that is specifically from Odyssey. So, and this will be the only time, actually that's not true. This will be one of the very few times, this will be one of 2 ways that DM awarded inspiration can stack in this campaign. We'll get to the other way later. But this will be one of the 2 ways they can stack. So you will gain inspiration for picking an epic path, which I'm requiring you all to do. So essentially, it's just free inspiration.
Oh my god.
You get inspiration if you choose a Thylean race, and you get inspiration if you choose a Thylean subclass. So you can earn up to 3. You can start the campaign with up to 3 DM inspirations. So with that out of the way, let's make some characters.
Are you trying to push us to monstrous races then, as
Yeah.
opposed to humans?
Yeah.
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 I want you to be icky monsters.
Icky monsters.
Party of Centaurs. Party of Centaurs.
Party of Centaurs. So with that out of the way, who wants to go first? Who's got a character concept they cannot wait to gush about? Don't everyone talk at once.
I have
And
several.
nobody wants to go. I'm going to
I
pee,
have-
so someone else go first.
Yeah, me too. Bye.
Makes it such an interesting stream. Just have black boxes.
I love how they covered their cameras as
Jesus
though
Christ, there's just a stop video button. Oh wait, does the stop video button?
Stop video
there?
would screw with shit.
Oh,
yeah.
so no, they're doing it right.
Yeah, they're doing it right.
I
Stop
don't
video
want
would
to talk about my
rearrange
characters if
people.
they're not fucking here.
yeah. Let's
Right?
wait.
Yeah, that seems.
Let's see if we can hear them pee. No, kidding. That's gross.
Kind of want another drink.
I
Yeah, so I just
I
got.
went through my second one already.
Jeez.
It's Saturday.
Can't. Steph, what was that one
My
drink?
bottle's
that-
almost empty.
Hey, Steph.
Oh, what?
Steph, can you drink a butterbeer for me?
But, oh, dude, that's a lot of work to make. I ain't making that. I don't have, no, wait, do I have everything I need for it? No, I don't. I need creep soda for that.
Ooh.
We have merch. Jables is fucking around. Here, guys, you want to get the troll t-shirt? We got a merch store. Link down below. You can get pillows. You can get t-shirts. You can get stickers.
That art is from Bayless
That's about it.
behind Ian.
Hoodies.
Bayless
Yes.
draws all of the campaign artwork for the Gilded Troll.
And all of our merch. Everything. Yeah, the back has a skull, too. All art brought to you by Mr. Bayless. Hit him up. What's the URL?
MrBayless.com.
MrBayless.com.
Jesse and I returned at the same time, and it makes us seem like we just were somewhere together and have just come back.
Well,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Were you?
secret. Come on now, Tab.
I was gonna say something very inappropriate, and I'm gonna
I
continue
mean-
to go.
This is the inappropriate stream. It's fine. Channel, not even like all of our streams on this.
Were you peeing or docking? Like, let's be honest.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Christ, there's nothing saying I can't be doing both at the same time.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, that's.
Little ambition.
Just a
in your
lack of
life.
imagination.
Hey, look at her.
Oh, she is beautiful.
Okay, I
I
have
love
I
returned.
her.
love that artwork.
I have
That's-
returned.
All
Someone
right.
gush.
If no one else wants to gush, I'll go first.
Okay, cool.
All right. So I have a few, and by a few I mean I think 5. I was drawn to the vanishing one
Vanished
epic
one.
path, vanish one epic path, the cursed one, and
So for the viewers who don't know, Epic Path is just sort of like a predetermined sort of personal story that goes parallel to the main story. There are 8 of them presented in the book, and I asked the players to read through the 8 of them and sort of pick the ones that were most interesting to them.
Instead of saying like all 5 that you have, you want to go with the one that you like the most, and then see if we can build a cohesive party with those.
yeah. So the one I'm married to, even though I was told not to be married to anything, was
Except me.
not cursed. Wait, is it cursed one? Shit.
Oh my God, you were married
All
to
right,
this.
relax. All right, relax. So I wanted to be a satyr because the monstrous races are just awesome, and I really want to be a goat person. And then I really like the flavor behind Druid of the Sacrifice, and it really plays into the themes of sacrificing for gods in this setting.
And Satyr Druid just works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So satyrs are inherently hedonistic, which can relate.
God damn it, Xenagos. Yeah.
So the entire shtick would be the satyr the epic path I wanted to be the one with the really doomed one. That's it, doomed one. Nothing has gone right from the start. So fuck it. I'm going to live life to the fullest, and I'm going to make sacrifices to... I had it written as Lutheria. I don't know if I want to change that, because Lutheria is easily the most hedonistic
Okay,
god,
that's-
titan.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
considered a god, yeah.
So I worship her. I make sacrifices to her so I can continue to lead this meaningless life.
Yeah.
But, and I know you're getting to this, I kind of wanted to do the Xanathar's
This is your life.
This is your life, to find and create a point that all of a sudden that hedonistic lifestyle, like, oh shit, put things into perspective, maybe I should have an objective.
I mean, that's your epic path, isn't it?
So okay, so this is probably something that I should have said before I called for people to start gushing about character concepts. The call to adventure for this campaign is a bard has summoned each of you to meet her in a tavern because, of course, because she thinks that you are the subjects of a prophecy.
By Versi, right?
Versi, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Versi is the oracle. The bard, I don't want to reveal who it is right now, but the bard has heard a prophecy that was made by the oracle, Versi, and thinks that each of you are collectively the subjects of that prophecy, and she wants to confirm or deny. You know, she wants to confirm whether or not you are the subjects of that prophecy. So, I want you to sort of keep in mind that you should make a character who would answer that call. And I don't know if I should tell you what the prophecy was. Maybe I should. Probably.
It's
I
like
have-
that the world's gonna end if we don't fix it or something.
Yeah, that's the prophecy.
Is that it in general
Yeah,
terms? Okay.
it's you have been prophesied to essentially continue or supplant the Oath of Peace. If you don't fix it, the Oath of Peace will end and the world will end.
Okay.
I had a question that
All be good characters. Got it.
something that may have fed in from gritty realism. I wondered if there were any alternative death mechanics. So, for instance, how it interacts with this. If we potentially have been prophesized to be a part of this, but we fall before that happens, and we bring in a new character, how does that interact with that continuous thread of prophecy, or is there an alternative death mechanic? Because I know in Theros there is one.
Without spoiling anything,
Yeah, if it's something you don't want to, then just say that's fine.
without spoiling anything, I will say that yes.
It'll be okay.
There are alternative mechanics. I
Okay,
don't want to
cool.
tell you what they are.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to know if there was one. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Will we have the option of bringing in another character if we tire of or like think I'm gonna love this character we played for 4 or 5 weeks and we're like, this is not working?
The point of us being here and playing D&D is to have fun. So if you're not having fun, then absolutely we can fix it.
Sounds good. Just wanted to check. I think all my characters are gonna be ones that I get along with, but
I will never say no to a player who says I'm not having fun. Can we fix it? I hope you all know that about me.
So, given that prophecy, that character could.
I mean,
want
you
to
don't even
continue-
necessarily need to be a good character. Like
No.
the end of the fucking world is kind of a
I
problem.
don't get to be
even if you're
hedonistic.
entirely self-serving.
Right. So, and then the
How
other.
how can I eat grapes and drink wine all day if there's no grapes and no wine?
Oh, yours is very PG-13 for hedonistic.
Yeah.
That's okay. The other, I really like Vanished one, the Epic Path, and that's the one where you get taken and kidnapped by an oracle.
By Versi, the
Versi.
Oracle.
And
500
that's
years
fucked
ago.
up.
yeah, and you can't remember a whole lot. So I was thinking either the Prophecy Cleric or the Warlock subclass in the book. And for one reason or another, she's either, taking my visions and prophecies that I'm able to see and using them for her own gain, or I draw my power from her as a warlock. I think that'd be neat.
Exactly
That
one
would
of the
be-
builds I have. Both the cleric and the warlock. It's identical,
And
like
they're both
identical.
Vanished one.
I had no suitable path, but maybe the vanished one was like the closest I could get to.
I'm more married to the hedonistic one.
And that's the doomed one, right?
Yes, this doomed one. So those are my big two, and then like race and class can vary, but I kind of base everything off my epic paths, so I'm cool with either.
So epic paths, do you want crossover or no?
No. The only time you guys should share an epic path is if you are like related to one another, or like blood relation, or you are so close to one another that one's goal is the other's goal. One's destiny is the other's destiny.
I see.
So if you pick the same epic path, then your destinies are intrinsically tied to one another, and
Ceremony.
you should recognize that while you're building characters. That's definitely not something. I was probably a little too strong saying no, but it is something you can do. I would maybe
there could
caution
be
against it.
There could be a really cool synergy with Vanished One if Versi took more than one person.
Yes.
I think there can be overlap.
I mean, there's more. So there is more to each of the epic paths than what's written in the book, obviously, because I need to know how, your story roughly plays out, so that I'm not just like, yeah, what the hell do I do with this Versi capturing you? There is guidance for me, so there is more than you've read, but yeah, that your destinies would be linked if you both chose the same epic path.
So Steph, you're more for the druid one. Does that step on anybody else's toes? Is there anyone?
Doomed One epic path is the one I'm married to.
Doomed One, Druid of Sacrifice.
But like, I have other options for a reason.
But does that affect anyone else's decisions?
Doomed One was on my list of things
And
I would
mine.
like, but not my top two.
Okay.
So it's on my list, but Druid definitely isn't, or Satyr.
Yeah, the only three epic paths that really got me super interested were Cursed One and Haunted One were definitely my top two, and Gifted One is on my list as well.
All right. Cool.
And I have like class, race. I have that worked out for each of them. I only really have like backstory ideas for the Cursed One, but that's because I was doing it and then was told, don't be married to anything. But it really was like, okay.
So I'm officially putting a ring on Doomed One then. That one's mine.
Yeah, I like the Haunted One as well.
All right.
Okay, so Jesse, you want to do your cursed one? Because I don't think anyone has said that they specifically want that one.
Mm-hmm.
So my Cursed One is a Medusa rogue, and that's the only one that I have really kind of thought about a lot of the backstory, and is because the concept of Medusa is basically you made an oath to a god or a titan. You broke that oath, whether like the titans and the gods are very vengeful. In your eyes, you could have not even broken it, but then the retaliation is the curse of the Medusa. And so in what I was thinking for him is that in his eyes, he didn't do anything wrong. And then, so he doesn't quite understand why he has this curse. And so he is a good, meaning neutral character, but is constantly kind of feeling pulled toward the dark side situation and is having like an internal struggle with trying to deal with that.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and so he, like, most Medusas have like fully embraced the curse. He has not at all. Like, he has not come to terms with it. He is fighting it. He does not want to be a Medusa anymore. Like, he is constantly like trying to cover up the snakes for hair and like that kind of situation.
Why won't this wig fit, please?
I know,
Stay
right?
under there.
like just constantly like having hoods and whatnot. I really like the idea of the what's it called? Is it the Odyssean? Is that what it's called? What
I
is
was
it?
gonna
Odyssean
ask you,
rogue?
it's Odyssean.
Yeah.
That's one that one of my 2 character concepts that I'm for is an Odyssean rogue. And I don't really want to overlap too much.
Hmm.
My other one is Wonder
mean,
Woman.
There's no
so-
reason that
Chris,
classes
I
and
thought
races
you had
can't-
your eye on demigod sorcerer.
That's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, demigod sorcerer is Wonder Woman?
Yep.
about
Okay,
Ranger?
I would say the Amazonian Ranger is Wonder
Yeah.
Woman, but you do you.
I personally, do you see any reason that races and classes can't overlap?
In terms of like story, no. In terms of players feeling bad because someone else can do the same things they can, generally a good idea for players not to play the same class, or at the very least play different subclasses.
Yeah, I would strategically want to pick so I didn't overlap, so everyone felt unique.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So-
yeah, I mean, I'm
why
also I'm also not, like I said, I'm not married to that. So like the other ones that I was looking at was a haunted one monk and a gifted one bard.
Okay.
Um,
I have a haunted one, Odyssean is the one that I'm looking at. And then a
one. Amber,
demigod sorcerer.
Amber, you said you were looking at a haunted one as well.
I was, but like I said, I'm not married to anything at all. I was thinking like Haunted One, Minotaur or something, but the class I was up in the air with.
Let me, Ian, I mentioned I think that you okayed it when I was DMing you about my homebrew or my slight changes to the haunted one.
Yeah.
With the nymph.
I vaguely remember them. Yes, yeah, no, I remember them now. Yeah.
So nymphs are generally the sensation of curiosity
They're-
given
they're-
life.
Yeah.
To-
They're curiosity embodied.
And so
Incarnate, that's the word.
So the haunted one is someone whose entire tribe has vanished, or her entire family has vanished, and they're left over. And my thought was taking it a step forward. Further than that, even that person has disappeared. They like entirely gone. But upon a mountain wakes up a nymph with the memories of a person and the inclinations of a nymph and the belief that they are that person and that their family, that everything they've known has disappeared out from under them. It has to kind of deal with that. So that was like the thought I had for that character. And then the other one that I had was a demigod warforged sorcerer. And this I'd have to check with Ian because it would be a statue crafted by Vulcan, given life through the spark of demigod magic. Or whatever, like to come to life.
Right.
That is gaining power and is looking to find what they are. Are they a person? Are they like what's their deal? And the demigod would probably be the epic path. Well, not the demigod. I'm not sure what epic path would fit for them actually. I had it down as the demigod because I thought of it as perhaps made in the image of the guy, but I'm not sure about that. I also had it kind of as doomed one.
Yeah, I think the demigod epic path actually like it hinges on you actually having a blood relation to Pythor. Yeah, I'm not really sure what would be the best epic path for. I love the concept. I love the Warforged created by Vulcan. I think that's really neat. I'm not really sure what to do for an epic path there.
Could be gifted one. Could be he just thinks he's the best.
Yeah, that could work. I'm gonna grab a notebook real quick so I can actually like write down what people are telling
Yeah,
me.
I've been writing down people's characters.
Yeah, me too.
I've got an Excel and I've got everything anyone's mentioned so far.
Yeah, I should just do that. I'm gonna do that. Excel
While
is
you're
probably
doing
better
that,
than
I will.
Ian, There is, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Something to keep in mind is that for my cursed one Medusa is that my race and my epic path are absolutely related.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
if I finish, if he were to finish his epic path, he would no longer be a Medusa because the curse is the curse of the Medusa.
Yes.
So I don't. So that's something to keep in mind. Is that I don't know if that's something that the campaign even like allots for. Is
It definitely does. Yeah. So you would pick what race you were before being a Medusa, and then you would essentially just revert to that race.
Kenku.
Oh, tiny bird.
The one thing.
Is AJ in yet? I'm coming for you, girl.
No,
How about the,
she's still working, I think.
Yeah.
Chris, I love you. I love you for sending me that. Jesse, the one thing that I did want to mention is that the cursed one is it sort of assumes that this curse has been passed down in your family for generations.
Right.
So is that like something that skips several generations or only sometimes manifests when you come of age? And it's
I think that, let me go to the Medusa page because I think that they pass it down to their offspring.
Okay.
It is passed down with Medusa, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I thought yeah.
Children born to Medusa are also affected by the curse, so that's easy. But yeah, it does assume that your family has been afflicted by this curse for generations. So I don't know if that affects your decision to want that path.
That would affect the concept of this character.
Okay.
I have to decide if it's something that, if it's an affection that if I enjoy that, you know.
Okay. Right.
So Ian, I know the epic paths are supposed to be individual, like goals or whatever, but how intertwined do you want the party to be? Should we be complete individuals and not know each other, or should we be like know each other, or what?
I'm kind of at the I'm actually not entirely sure how you guys would know each other. So that's not to say like if you all picked, for instance, humans with a bunch of different epic paths, there's no reason you couldn't all be from the same city and have relationships to one another, but wildly different backstories, blah blah blah, etc. I would like you guys to know each other prior, but I don't think it's an absolute necessity for once, just because of
the call to action.
The very, very strong glue of you are, presumably, if it is confirmed, you're the chosen ones.
Prophecy.
Yeah. We can share that at the very least.
You share that at the very least. I would love if you shared more than that, but I don't know how necessary it is.
Okay.
So I'm just currently transcribing everything that Chris sent me into, and my computer just fucking locked up.
I'll be right back.
Chris, what class were you thinking?
So I was thinking
For the Warforged.
The Warforged would be a sorcerer of the demigod.
Okay.
Sorcerer. This is the one that would use the earth or the tremor relatively frequently. Just pop it, knock all the enemies down, and start beating the shit out of them. And I was looking at the AC that I could get as a sorcerer without multi-classing, and I can get up to about 17 or 18.
That's not bad.
That's pretty fucking good for a sorcerer.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be fighter or, melee 1 or 2 sorcerer, or just sorcerer for the spell slots, and then just try and have a decent AC.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not sure how good I would be as a frontline sorcerer. Like that's a risk.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, there's nothing you can really do about the low hit points.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Not without
So-
going completely mad.
Other than taking tough, which I mean that gives you an extra 2 hit points per level. You know, that's...
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do, but my thought for the character was that they would have some big, wild spells like Crown of Thorns, Fireball, Banishment, like the big spells, but their interaction in battle would be that they run up and they hit things.
Okay.
The other character was the Odyssean nymph, the haunted one, who would be melee. They get the shield. They get to do all melee stuff and just beat the crap out of people and take sentinel and get off turn attacks and all that kind of stuff.
God, I haven't thought nearly that much about mine.
I mean,
Sorry,
I kind of created my haunted ones purely because it most aligned with a monk, which is something that I wanted to play for a while, but I feel like it's a class that I need to learn from level 1 going up.
Shadow Monk is probably one of my favorite characters I've ever played. So
Space Junks in the chat plays Shadow Monk every single time,
Oh,
and I both
really?
love and hate her for it. I'm calling her out in chat.
Space Junks, get your
I
fucking
did
shit
see
together.
that. I did see that as soon as I mentioned the word monk.
There she goes. She's already on you.
what does she like
Chris.
Shadow Monks?
Oh yeah,
No, she hates
so
them,
much.
Chris.
That's how she plays them every time.
Oh dear.
I want to hear Amber's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Too.
I was kind of just like, I don't know. I didn't want to pick something and then be like, oh, somebody else wants to play it, so I can back off. But I also was thinking, I know the push is all of us be monstrous races, but also we're going to be in cities where there's humans who don't like them. I was thinking of kind of being a buffer also.
A face.
A face.
Party face.
Not the party face necessarily, but to be like, oh, she's with these monsters. Maybe they're not so terrible.
Okay.
Well, I do want to sort of temper that I don't want you to feel like you have to do that because
No.
I never talked about fame, did I?
No, you didn't get that far.
How did I skip that? That was in my themes. So one of the themes of the campaign that I wanted to talk about, and I don't know how I skipped it. It was in the list. Was fame. So over the course of the campaign, you are going to gain fame, which is actually a mechanic in the book. And as
You didn't
hey,
mention.
we're reconnected.
Hey!
Yeah, we're back.
We're back. So, as I was saying, fame. You'll get increasing levels of fame, and people will recognize you, and they will generally regard you well. So, even if you're walking in town as a centaur and 3 satyrs, people are gonna be like, "Oh, those are the dudes." They're not gonna be like, uh-oh. So, like, you don't really need that buffer. So.
It was just an idea at first.
Right. I just don't want you to build your whole character around that idea and then it not pan out at all.
You're eating a drumstick, you fucking whore!
I don't know what you're talking about.
You bitch.
It's my favorite. Join our Discord so you can hear all of our stupid inane conversations.
No. Don't join the Discord, my friends, because you'll see me moaning about you, maybe.
Oh!
Not really.
Wait.
Not really.
What epic paths did you really like, though?
Wait.
I like the haunted one.
Okay. Shit, which one's haunted one? There's.
That's the family's gone.
Yeah.
Haunted one's neat. You fucking crazy.
You got the doomed one. Who else was looking at other ones?
Chris said
Justin-
gifted one.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was trying to write them down. I think I missed that.
There's still Dragon Slayer Demigod.
No, I don't want Demigod or the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, those are 2 that I immediately dismissed.
Why?
I did too, but it grew on me.
The
Oh, did it?
demigod is it's good and bad for me. Like at first it was no, but then I was like, okay, this might be interesting.
Actually, one of mine is demigod, so I shouldn't say that. I didn't immediately dismiss it, but it was slightly lower.
I don't hate the idea of multiple people being a demigod either. Dude's a drunkard and has a lot of kids.
God fucks people, you know. You roll with it.
Just saying.
All the babies.
He's got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That's true.
Luke, I haven't heard anything about your epic path.
Yeah, I'm gonna go last.
What?
He's reading now currently.
Excuse me?
Just
No,
watch.
I wasn't reading. I was just pulling up to it. No, I'm gonna go last. I'll go last.
Okay.
Tim.
So
Yeah.
Hit me.
Oh, me. Okay.
Is
So I have
there a
like
class or race that she was interested in?
Oh yeah.
Who was that to?
You.
Did you say your class or race that you were in?
I had said possibly the Minotaur. I didn't decide on a class though.
Okay.
That was about all that I thought of. And that's just on the fly, like, oh, I think maybe this.
All right. Tim, you want to let yours out?
Yeah, I have quite a few different builds. I'm slightly concerned about overlap, and it's weird that the overlap doesn't happen in the right ways for me to have one complete character that doesn't have any parts that have overlapped elsewhere. So I had Minotaur, Cleric of Prophecy, or Warlock of Fate, depending, and the idea, like, the Vanished one is okay, but I was potentially maybe looking, maybe we might be able to homebrew another path. The original idea and concept for the character I had was he was one of the sacrificial bulls that belonged to the Oracle, and they went to cut his throat for a ritual, and instead of dying, he turned into a Minotaur. And he was unseen. The Oracle had no idea it was going to happen, and so she is concerned, but he is included in a vision she has about the future. And so although she can't determine what his future is, he knows that he has one here in the plot. And so she sends him off with everyone, and in my head, potentially he is going to become the new Oracle, and that's why she can't see him, because she can't see the person that's going to replace her. Alternatively, the flipping it for Warlock of Fate is the three hags. Sorry.
Bruh.
So that's one.
Yeah, hang on. Don't
Okay.
move on
Let
from
him
that.
process
Don't
that.
move on from
Okay.
I like that. I really like
Because,
that.
Let
You
him
can have 8 hints
process.
because you're a bull.
So, like, Vanished one could work if instead of him being an original creature, he was a Dragonlord and got turned into a bull. And then when they went to slit his throat, he turned back into original form. But he's now Minotaur-esque. So he can't remember the shit because it was done to him. Or
So
we
wait,
could
is it-
potentially look at maybe making a new one. That's
Wait.
the unseen one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm really liking that. There's a lot of really cool things to work with on that one.
Yeah. And so he's kind of stuck in existential dread because he doesn't know why he exists.
Right.
So he's looking for prophecies that mention him, or basically he's on a path to find out enough knowledge to understand his place in this world. Alternatively, flipping it was making it the Warlock, and in fact the three fates did this to him to supplant the Oracle because they want to get rid of her, because they think they are in charge of fate in this realm. So they could have done it instead. So he draws his power from them rather than whoever. So there's kind of two threads for that.
Draws the power from.
From the hags rather than from a deity, and they planted him there to get rid of the Oracle. So his destiny is eventually to supplant her, one way or the other. But one is he's doing like it was his destiny to begin with. The other one is someone is pulling his strings to make him do it.
Okay.
You know what it sounds like? Tim took the book and threw it out the window.
That is really
Well, no,
cool,
it
though.
sounds like he did that, but then it landed right on Ian's face. Like, he just it sounds like he has hit story threads on.
And because the Oracle, she's fairly important in terms of who she is, and that will tie him into.
I'm
stuff
really
a lot.
I don't. So it sounds like you.
You broke him. Thanks.
It feels like you combined Haunted One and Vanished One and made something totally new. But I think that we can. I think that what we can do is we can say you're Haunted One, and then just modify it in slight ways to fit your concept. But you are disturbingly close to just how Haunted One plays out to begin with.
Okay.
In a lot of really eerie ways.
So that's one.
Jesus.
Do you like that one best though?
I have 3 more.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The problem, like, so there's one other that doesn't seem to overlap really with anyone except Gifted One, which is this was kind of a wild card because I wanted Centaur or Minotaur, and I think people were both playing around with those ideas a lot.
Yeah.
So I kind of started throwing stuff at a wall in a different way. The other one I had was coming up with a Siren, who is Oath of the Dragonlords Paladin, Gifted
Sirens.
One, and the idea is that they are a reluctant hero. They know it's their destiny. They are 100% going to follow through, but they do not want to be a hero. They were just some kid who lived on the cliffs, used to collect eggs every day for his clan, and then all of a sudden he was told, "You have a destiny," and he's like, "Oh shit, okay,
fuck.
cool," and he will follow it, but he struggles with it. He's just a kid, and I quite like the idea for him that because they have that 2 moods thing where they're really sad or really joyful. He has vitiligo and his wings are normally black, but when he gets joy, everything goes white and blonde. So his hair and wings change color as his mood. So I'm even happy to like take disadvantage on insight checks because his mood is literally reflected on his body, which I quite like.
The only thing, the first thing that I thought of is we need to get Bayless to draw like 4 different colors and then literally animate them.
Oh my god.
So it's kind of like I was almost thinking like is it Pit from Kid Icarus who has Dark Pit and Good Pit? So kind of like that in my head was kind of where I was at.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Also now tossing around the idea of a nymph.
Nymphs are really cool. I love the concept of nymphs.
Otherwise,
also keep in mind that if you do pick nymph, there are 5 sub-races of nymph.
Right.
So you know, we can have more than one nymph and not step on each other's toes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Also, the mountain nymph gets Hunter's Mark on short rest.
That is busted as hell.
Yeah. The only other thing I'll just throw out the 2 other things was I have a Wonder Woman, but she's Aasimar, Amazon, Dragon Slayer, or Demigod. And the other one was just a Centaur, Herculean Barbarian, who's based on Leslie Knope.
It's not based on Leslie Knope. It's based on Athena.
I'm not saying
I'm
that.
not saying that one.
Thanks for
but
following.
Thanks for following.
But yeah, so if nothing else works out, I have other things in the barrel, but they're not as well developed. I mean, the Wonder Woman is, but if Chris is going that route, I don't want to overlap.
What class was Wonder Woman?
For me, Amazon, so the Amazon Ranger.
Okay, Ranger. All right.
So
Tim
honestly,
did it right.
when I say Wonder Woman, I'm specifically, and I mentioned this earlier, talking about the Dresden Kodak version, which is an animated statue.
Right.
Does not need any connection to Wonder Woman. Can be a guy. Like it could honestly be a statue of a Dragon Lord that Versi has, that it has become animated and thinks
That's
he is
really cool.
That'd be really fucking
the Dragon Lord.
Yeah.
Takes the Vanished One and does that, or the Gifted One, where he is carved in the image of a Dragon Lord and wants to. Yeah, of course, something exactly like that. Yikes!
I may have print screened some of the
Marble
artwork.
Golem.
And,
That Adonis spell though. Come back.
But yeah, so like there are ways of like it is not like you being a Wonder Woman XP will not overlap with my character at all.
Yeah.
Great. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Oh, this one has the spoilers on it.
Did any one of those specifically stick out to you more, Tim?
Yeah, I actually really quick want to get everyone's preferred because like like Chris, I'm keeping track of like everyone's concepts, but I do want to get everyone's like preference. I know Steph prefers her Satyr Druid. I think Jesse, you preferred your Medusa Rogue.
Yep.
Well,
I'm kind of backing up on that because the whole concept behind this character is not that he's born as a Medusa.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could always just pick a different path. then, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I feel like this also maybe.
I think it's all core to the character idea he had.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is that I find that I default, and Mr. Horrible Tomato, who chimed in earlier, will attest to this. I default to rogue,
Yeah.
and so since we're starting at level 1, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're starting at level 1, I feel like this could be a really good chance for me to finally be able to confidently play a monk.
Okay.
And so,
Get it.
Do it, coward.
Get
with
it.
with that being said, like, especially if like the cursed one doesn't really align with this rogue, I mean, listen, I really would love for Bayless to draw a Medusa. I feel like that would be the most badass thing in the world.
That needs to be a thing.
But I can't let that decide my character. You know, that needs to be over here. So
I pick Satyr, so you draw a go person. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, so here's the thing. It is possible to homebrew an epic path. I do not, at this time, feel comfortable enough with the material to say one way or another, yes, we can do that. Yes, that's possible. Yes, we can make this specific thing work within the context of the story. But if we have an existing path to sort of work on or work from and modify, I think that that's something that we can definitely do, especially since I have plenty of fucking time to do it. So if you really want to be a Medusa rogue cursed one, then by the time it matters that you know the cursed one assumes that your family has been cursed for generations, by the time that matters to the story, I can very well know enough to write that out of the assumptions. You know what I mean?
So here's the thing, because as I'm actually thinking about it, I feel like a Medusa could also make a really good monk.
Yes, I was just going to suggest that. Medusa monk cursed one would be fantastic.
Like, but here's a question. Since the snakes are part of my person, could they be like what's the
Unarmed attack?
Is it an unarmed attack?
Yeah, like could that be an unarmed attack? Like
statistically, no, because it specifies it's a melee weapon attack.
Fine.
I will, however, allow it to be a monk weapon.
Does that mean I could use it for flurry of blows?
No, flurry of blows requires unarmed, but you can replace its damage die with your martial arts die as that gets better, and
Scalable snakes.
Yeah, scalable snakes.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they learn as I do. It's fine.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure what else relies on you using a monk weapon. Actually, I think in order to flurry, you have to attack with only monk weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
So with your action, you would attack with your snakes, and then with your bonus action, flurry, you would make an unarmed strike with your fists or knees or whatever. So yeah, I would allow your hair to be a monk weapon.
Look at
If
my
I
weave.
play a Medusa, get ready for all of the hair tosses because it's
Oh,
just
no.
gonna happen all of the time.
Please make your character name Lizzo.
And I will check out.
Chris, are you like dead set on the your Wonder Woman build, the Warforged sorcerer?
I'm trying to decide that now. I'm looking at the. I do like the nymph I described to you. I do also like. I have a bard idea.
Let's hear everyone else's, and
Yeah,
then
if
maybe
you're
people
still up
might
in the air, then
Yeah,
look into...
Luke.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Luke at all. So let's hear from Luke. And then once we hear
Wrong
from Luke,
artificer.
I want to play an artificer.
Artificer's totally fine. Absolutely, 100%.
What about an armorer artificer?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, that's UA.
I'm aware.
He knows that one.
I
so,
literally
yeah.
suggested that on the Discord.
Okay.
I suggested
Yeah.
Armor Artificer on the Discord. You'd know that if you ever read it.
Yeah, but
I don't know why. I don't
Called
know if you-
out!
he's literally
We've-
never on Discord.
We love you
the
and we miss
Discord
you, Luke.
scrolls really fast, so he might not know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was one of the ideas. I was gonna go with gifted one, but since people are already attached to that, I was thinking of.
I'm not attached to gifted one if I'm the one you're talking about.
Okay.
Tim's Siren is a gifted one.
Yeah. I have next to it, will need editing.
This is
So I'm
tough.
obviously not wed to it. I can check the other ones, but yeah.
Keep in mind, you guys can have intertwined destinies.
Right.
I'm gonna pee, but I am still listening.
Okay.
I do enjoy the idea of like a rom-com where we have intertwined destinies but don't know each other starting out.
I mean, that's totally fine. I can set up a meet cute.
Yeah. Did everyone just vomit noise at that
I
I
idea?
did.
God
I
damn it.
I can sound like multiple people when I vomit.
I also was looking at Dragon Slayer for a sorcerer. I wasn't gonna do demigod though,
Okay.
because I don't really like demigod.
You just want to be a dragon, don't you?
No, I wasn't gonna be a dragonborn or anything like that.
No,
No.
draconic
Draconic,
sorcerer,
yeah.
dragon slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
Or that could be like cursed one or something like that. Like I don't know, like bloodlines go down and then like some kind of revenge or something. I don't know.
I really want you to be Draconic Dragon Slayer now.
I'll do my Dragon Slayer.
That'd be neat.
Do you have a race in mind for either of those builds?
Yeah, Dragonborn.
For
Shit. Are there Dragonborn in Thylea?
That's a good question. There's guidance for me about like weird races. Let me check.
Because that'd be weird.
That would be weird, yeah.
That'll be really weird. There is
One of the throwaway sentences in the player guide, and I don't know if I dreamed this or not, was that dragons have been reborn to Thylea recently.
Yes.
That might be a spoiler.
Yeah, no, it's not a spoiler. So the Dragonlords and their dragons were routed to the last one. But recently, in a miraculous feat of magic, King Acastus of Mitros seems to have resurrected the dragons, and he now rides around on a silver dragon and is trying to restart the Order of the Dragonlords.
Was that far enough back in history for there to have been a dragonborn or a person born with a curse that makes them look like a dragon?
Was it far enough back in history for a Dragonborn to exist? Probably not, because that was literally like 20 years ago. Someone cursed to look like a dragon? I don't see why that wouldn't happen. I'm trying to find the guidance on weird races. Crap.
I'm gonna see if I can
baby. Hey.
live search it.
Oh, do you need food? Are you getting hungry?
I'm hungry, someone
You
feed me.
have food.
Yeah.
They are exceedingly rare. If they exist in Thylea, then they are hidden away in remote places. Thylians would be shocked to see once on page 13.
Is that for all like rare races, or is that just for...
Tieflings are called Stygians and assumed to be servants of Lutheria. They're secretive and rare. Half-orcs are rare, and they are not stigmatized as they are in other lands. There are no orcs, which is weird. How do you get half-orcs if there are no orcs?
Yeah.
But sure.
They're washed up.
Elves,
survivors.
dwarves, gnomes, and halflings are less common, but they are there in all the cities.
Where the hell did you find that?
Page 13,
Of the player's guide?
the main book.
Oh. Why are you looking at that?
Yeah,
I
cheater.
had it before you sent the players thing.
Stop it.
Here.
Humans, elves, dwarves, gnomes, halflings, totally normal. Half orcs, tieflings, and dragonborn. Yeah.
What about like Genasi, Gif, Aarakocra, anything like that?
If you want to play an Aarakocra, just be a siren, I would say.
Okay.
They're mostly the same thing. Like flavor-wise, they're mostly the same thing. Statistically, if you're after the Aarakocra's 50-foot fly speed, go eat a dick. Yeah. Aasimar, I don't have a problem with. You're just sort of like touched by one of the divinities. Not necessarily descended from one of them, but you could be descended from one of them. What about Genasi? I don't think I would want a Genasi. I think that would be really weird. There's really no like elemental influences in this setting,
That's
so
not
you'd be
very
really
great.
out of place.
I mean, there's a big ass storm going around the whole thing, but okay.
Well, I mean, what you want to be an air Genasi because there's a big storm?
You want to be
I
a
mean,
little
I don't
baby
know.
of
Just
what's
be
his
an
name?
air nymph.
Yeah, just
Those
be an
are-
air
Oh,
nymph,
yeah,
be an
seriously.
RA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah. I would say that the nymphs are the stand-in for Genasi. Like the Oread is the earth nymph, RA for RA for air Genasi. Water would be either a Naiad or an Arraid. And if you want to be a fire Genasi, you just go away. Just
I
go
want to see in
die.
red though.
What?
I want to see things in red though.
Be a
Minotaur.
fucking Minotaur.
Any Minotaur then. Yeah.
we call this being difficult.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Nice try.
So is there a build that you're like is there a build that you're really
Dead set on?
dead set on?
Not really.
Okay.
Which is your favorite?
I mean, but
No, I'm looking to get people who like want to pin down one.
Oh, got
concept.
it. There you go.
So if Luke doesn't have one yet, then we'll move on. Amber, was there a build that you were really dead set on?
I was just thinking Nymph Cleric now.
Nymph Cleric.
Yes.
Okay. With
we got
with what
the
path?
cleric.
Give me a. All right, I have Steph as the doomed one, Chris as the gifted one, and I somehow missed the rest of them.
I'm not set on a path yet.
Yeah, Chris
Okay.
is not yet set on a path. Jesse is pretty set on cursed one.
Well, I have like a big conflict with the cursed one. That's the problem.
Right, but like I said, like it can be modified.
Okay, well then yeah, if I'm gonna modify
Yeah.
it then.
Yeah. As written, it assumes that this curse has been in your family for generations. But having read like where that path.
AJ's here.
generally goes-
AJ,
AJ.
thanks for inspo.
Oh my God! Cheer inspiration for everybody.
Inspo. Thanks,
Yeah.
bitch.
Thanks, AJ.
But yeah, so yeah, Steph is pretty set on doomed one. Jesse's pretty set on cursed one, just slightly modified.
Woe is me. Everything
I
is bad.
absolutely loved Tim's bless you.
Bless you.
I absolutely loved Tim's idea for a modified haunted one. I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think you made it your own in a way that was really interesting.
Okay, so haunted one's off the table then.
I think so. Tim?
Okay.
He was potentially a cleric as well, so I'm a bit concerned.
Oh, okay, never mind. I can do something
But
else.
I can switch it to warlock
Yeah,
if
he was
I
cleric
need
or
to.
warlock.
But it depends on the story we take with it, and I'm happy to
Yeah.
decide that
Okay.
either way.
I think Warlock is super fucking neat.
Yeah, Warlock of the Fates is really cool.
I like it.
So Nymph, Cleric, and then Epic Path. Amber.
If he's got cleric, then I'm not gonna do that one.
Well, no, he was willing to be Warlock.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a Cleric, then
I do kind of like cleric. Not saying that you have to change it though. But then it's down to demigod, lost one,
Tim, you're not
advantaged
playing a
one.
cleric.
I don't know how many people saw this because I don't think I tagged anyone when I posted it. But I did actually post a 9th potential Epic Path.
Yeah.
Exiled.
Completely homebrew path that someone posted online called the Exile, where essentially you are the child of the former Queen of the Amazons.
That was my Wonder Woman backstory.
Jesus.
Okay.
Was yeah, basically that instead of it being like, because in the Dragon, one of them was something to do with Death Cult. I was gonna say instead of doing that, the reason she is Dragon Slayer is because they had a dragon that was acquired from King what's his name and came in, killed everyone, and then she, yeah, as the daughter of the queen who was killed by this dragon, has gone on the dragon slaying path. So it was almost identical like in
Okay.
terms of what I had.
Okay.
But if Chris is going more of a Wonder Woman path, then I definitely will stick
I
up still.
think you have two very, very different takes on Wonder Woman. So
Yeah.
one of you needs to stop calling it Wonder Woman. And I
Like
think
I'm
it's
going like
Chris.
Shield Master tough, like she's in the front line punching the shit
Yeah.
out of people.
Yeah, I guess I'll call mine the
The Warforged. Let's
the-
call it the Warforged.
yeah, the Warforged.
But yeah, so the exile is essentially you are the child of the former Queen of the Amazons, who was killed, and instead of and you've been exiled away from the island of the Amazons, and essentially
I'm gonna step away for 1 sec.
Okay, and essentially you want to get back and take the throne that is rightfully yours.
Yeah.
I think that was a decent summary without spoilers. I hope I didn't spoil it.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm between the Dragon Slayer and the Demigod now.
Okay. What is it that appeals to you about each of them? Because maybe I can share the teensiest spoiler that'll.
Well, the Dragon Slayer, I'm thinking like if I go Nymph,
Mhm.
it says about a dragon is the downfall of something. Maybe he destroyed part of the forest I was in, or something along those lines. And the Demigod was just because I don't like the Lost one or the Vanished one.
No one likes the Lost one.
Yeah, no one likes the Lost one. I mean, the
It's
Lost
so
one.
lame.
The Lost one requires that you're not native to Thylea, which is.
Which would have been fine if I was, playing the human, but
I'll be
Yeah.
a girl.
Baelis's Grung is too good in Curse of Strahd for anyone else to be a Grung. Even in this campaign. Can't do it.
so I'm thinking the Dragon Slayer.
Nymph, Cleric, Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Interesting.
It's definitely not something that I would have thought of, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of fallen in love with it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to see what you do with it. It sounds really interesting.
The only thing is, the Thylean Nymph is not on D&D Beyond.
Anything you guys pick, I will be homebrewing on D&D Beyond. Do not
Okay.
use any existing homebrews because most of them are garbage, and a lot of people have made changes to try and balance them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Searched out for the right ones.
They are also on there, but the sub nymph is what the race is, not nymph. So you have to actually look for the
So
name
it's
of
like
the sub.
Thylean
race.
Dryad, Thylean Oread.
Yeah,
Um,
and they are on there. They should be assigned to the
because
campaign.
whoever homebrewed them is garbage and didn't create sub races.
Mm.
But yeah, anything you guys pick out of this book, I will be homebrewing on D&D Beyond so that you can actually create it on D&D Beyond. Obviously, I can't do it while we're sitting here playing with Section
Yeah.
0, but I will do it over the course of the next 2 weeks so that you can have it on D&D Beyond.
Right
time we start.
now.
Shut up, Jesse.
Damn it!
Do everything.
You're amazing. You can do it.
You should have seen him the past 2 weeks.
Oh gosh. Poor
Not
Ian.
stop.
What is that look? What is that
reading.
look?
What?
God.
That look. That one.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, look.
That's my 1,000-yard stare. No, I literally had dreams about Thylea last night because I've done nothing but read this book for the last week.
Centaur's coming to kill y'all.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're pretty excited about this Nymph Cleric Dragon Slayer.
I am, yeah.
All right. So we're gonna mark that. So
Married.
So you're married.
I'm
yes.
married. Yay. Somebody will
so,
marry me.
So we have
Stupid weddings.
a Satyr Druid Doomed one, a Medusa Monk Cursed one, a Nymph Cleric Dragon Slayer, a Minotaur Warlock Haunted one, and
It would definitely be int based because I would rather be wisdom based, to be honest, because he's so clericy. But I will go int based.
so we're just looking for Chris and Luke to nail down what they want.
Well, Chris seemed pretty sure of his idea, so I let him.
Yeah, Chris sounded really jazzed about the Warforged Sorcerer, so I'm just gonna mark that.
Yeah.
And that's gifted one, right?
He wasn't sure about the Destiny, but yeah, I think gifted one.
Okay.
So that only leaves 3, 4 if you count the exile. So let's see what those 3
We got
are.
Vanished. What else?
So demigod,
Vanished is so cool.
vanished, and lost. Yeah, demigod, vanished, and lost.
If you want Doomed 1, I'll take Vanished 1. I'll do my second one because Vanished
I have
is so
vanished
neat.
one.
Wait, you have. Wait.
Wait, Tim.
Yeah, the Minotaur Warlock is an edited vanished, isn't it? Or are you going haunted, aren't
It's
you?
edited haunted.
You're going
Yeah.
okay, haunted. Yeah, sure.
So
Sorry,
we've
sorry.
got haunted, gifted, cursed, doomed, dragon slayer. So yeah, vanished, demigod, or lost, or exile. Yeah. So while Luke is doing a thing, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
And then AJ was very upset that your hair's not purple.
Well, too bad.
I'm upset about it.
Bits for purple hair dye, and we'll make it just like Amber's.
I'm gonna be mad.
Yes, it looks lighter on stream than it actually is. It's
Oh,
a
does
lot
it?
darker. Yeah, I'll take a picture then when we're done.
Other than Jesse, do we have any melee people?
My Warlock will probably have a whip and a shield,
Okay.
so ish.
Are you going to be ranged or melee, Jesse? Probably. Oh, you're a monk. You're a monk. Yeah. So you're going to be.
Oh my
I'll
god.
definitely be melee for sure.
AJ gave bits for purple hair dye.
I was just thinking sneak attack, and then you weren't going to get it if no one else is melee, but that doesn't matter. It's fine.
Oh
Okay.
That
god.
means I have to take Eldritch Blast, and I don't want Eldritch Blast.
Oh, but Eldritch Blast is so good. You can't not take
I know,
it.
but that's the problem is you have to take it. If you don't, you're
It's like a
stupid,
wizard
and I
with
hate
fireball.
that.
Like fuck, you know.
I didn't really want to be.
VFX play.
Make it work. It'll be fine.
Can druids be?
I hate to shift focus, but Steph and Ian, you should absolutely look at the emote that Horrible Tomato put in the general
Oh
thing.
no, what?
Emote of a dog that looks just like Samus
Wait, where?
waving.
In general chat on Discord.
What the
Oh wait, Jenner's
I don't know where he got it,
back.
but it's perfect for it's
Based
In
perfect.
the
on-
Samus channel.
It does look like Samus.
horrible tomato. You need to
Bitch.
tell me where you got
Get
that.
at me. Oh, I love it.
I can't even use that because I don't have nitro.
Yeah.
I should get nitro.
Oh my god.
We
Oh, yeah.
all do it. Can I just like copy and paste it? No. Damn.
Wait, AJ actually gave us bits for purple.
Yeah.
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 Damn it, AJ. No purple. No, honestly,
I
if
think
you
it looked
if
really
you
good
get
purple.
demi-permanent or permanent dye, I'm not doing semi.
You're not doing semi. Alright.
No, I don't want it to get everywhere.
You don't want a semi.
I'm semi.
Dude. I had to.
I'm
Jesus
fully.
Uh,
D&D.
so yeah, Luke, what are you thinking?
I'm trying to like balance the party a little bit. I'm going with Vanished one though. I think.
Vanished one.
Yeah.
So you got
So we
taken.
currently have druid, monk,
Thanks,
sorcerer, cleric, warlock.
Yeah, we have one melee person.
Yeah, you're kind of missing a tank. So
Can
armor or
I-
artificer would probably work.
Can I be tanky? I think I can be tanky.
I mean, you have wild shape, but you don't get moon. Like you're not moon druid wild shape.
Yeah, if you were a moon druid, you'd be tanky as hell. But
I am happy to throw everything away and just be a barbarian centaur.
I was
I don't. I just do it.
have a centaur after all this. Like
I'll just throw it all away.
I mean, we don't
Centaur
have
barbarians really neat.
But like your idea was really good, and Ian seems to like it. So I don't know.
I'm just thinking about the realities of being a warlock, though.
Well, you don't like warlocks.
It's like I said, like the problem with like I just have to like blast Eldritch Blast every time, and I don't know. And
I
lack
will-
of ritual spells and stuff. It's
Hey, if you want to be a barbarian, I mean, I don't want to be.
I
restrictive, I think.
I have a solid, like, I will happily take Warlock from you. Because my second shit. Oh no, that requires Vanish one.
which Luke just said he wants.
Yeah.
No, I don't need it. That was out of the three I would take. I mean, if you're getting rid
Has
of
anyone gone Doomed one?
That you
Steph
could take
is
two,
doomed
she
one.
could take
Currently.
she could take
Okay.
one.
But if I shifted, you would then Doom One would free up.
Yeah. And then Haunted One would be free too.
Because I don't know that playing Warlock will actually get me there with that character. As much as I do love it, and it is a great idea. I don't know that it will get me in my head to where he is.
Jesse.
If Haunted One is available,
It ain't.
Everyone's switching around.
no. Here's the thing. The monk backstory. Ian's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
No, he's just preparing. He's just preparing.
So-
He's mentally preparing.
Well, the monk backstory that I had kind of conjured was based on Haunted One,
Okay.
I mean,
and so
that's free if Tim doesn't want to be a warlock.
Oh, Tim, you got inspiration.
but I could
Yeah, I think
Oh, did you? All right.
But I could go with, I could honestly go with Cursed One or Haunted One. But if Haunted One ends up being available, I would prefer to take that one.
Alright.
But
Who
I
has Haunted One
also,
right now? Tim has Haunted One right now.
Yeah.
But Tim doesn't want to play warlock, so if he switches, that's fine.
No, but Haunted One works best for the character concept he had in mind, but he can switch.
Yeah, I'm kind of like it. I
Classes.
just don't. I'm just thinking actually like it's. I kind of feeling like he's kind of like he's a ritualistic caster in many ways, because he's like based on the Oracle stuff. So it's kind of they're doing the whole like inhaling vapors and stuff. I just don't know without that level of spellcasting
He'll be druid.
if it's viable.
yeah, don't let my saying anything about Haunted One fuck shit up. Like,
You guys keep on talking. I'm going to go and look at Warlock and see like what it does.
Yeah, I mean the Fates Warlock is actually pretty
guys.
well suited to.
Yeah,
to-
I'm just
to
going to
the-
go have a look.
Chris.
Yeah.
We kind of decided in your absence that you were dead set on your Warforged sorcerer. Is that accurate?
Okay. I can be set on the Warforged. I don't know about the sorcerer piece of it.
Okay.
Like I love the idea of the Warforged and
Yeah.
given a divine spark by either Vulcan or some mortal who captured their essence some like
Mhm.
by emulating them so well that it captured some divine spark and he got up and started walking, or
Okay.
however you want to do it.
Definitely not a divine spark because that's the result of a 9th level spell. But
A divine shadow. I know he's not going through theogenesis, but that would be
Yeah.
his end goal. Would
Yeah.
be
right.
probably to do that.
Yeah.
um,
and did you have a path in mind?
So I want to talk to, because the problem with the character concept is that he's too iRobot. He's too main charactery for me.
Literally the point of the epic paths is that each of you get to take turns being the main character.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
fair.
whole
But
thing.
what I would want, I think, is to relate him to another character somehow. That he
Okay.
had interacted with them or was following them or
If
was
if someone plays a demigod, that's stupid easy.
how's that?
The demigod epic path, because your conception was that you were created by Vulcan, and the demigod is the son of Pythor.
I think this was trying to do play the demigod path, but not the sorcerer.
No, I'm not trying to play the demigod path. I'm undecided on a path.
But
Um,
you like the sorcerer, or you don't like the sorcerer?
Sorcerer, I'm undecided on as well. That's the original concept for the character, but it's up in the air.
so the reason I say it's stupid easy is that Pythor and Vulcan are both in Astoria.
Gotcha. So I could be in Astoria. So
Yeah.
very easy. The other thing that I was thinking is what was it? The Vanished one,
Hmm.
slightly modified, where he is a statue of one of those
Right.
Dragonlords that gains awareness and believes himself to be either the reincarnation or some kind of something of that Dragonlord. Or that could also be Gifted One doing the same thing where they gain sentience and then they were carved after one of the Dragonlords
I'm
And they're like,
actually a huge fan of the idea of you having the appearance of one of the Dragonlords. I think that's a really neat idea that I think we want to capture.
yeah, so we
so-
can say that that's the thing, is he has the appearance of a Dragonlord.
Okay.
And where do we want to go with that? Like, does he think he is one of them? Does he think he should follow in their footsteps? Like, what is his
I think
goal? And if he's associated with Versi, and Tim's character is as well, so if he's in her sphere.
think that your gifted one's kind of a stretch, unfortunately. Which sucks because it says mostly you want to become a Dragonlord.
Yeah. But honestly, any of them, like, I'm not married to a path with this character. The character is the Warforged. Then he
Right.
finds a path.
Right, I'm trying to find a path for that. Like, I really enjoy the concept, and I'm trying to find a path that works for it.
Yeah.
Banished one is the closest to that, isn't it? Because you're trying to reclaim something that was yours previously.
Yeah,
It's very tied into Versi, though.
Yeah, Vanished one very much is tied to Versi. So,
Which is why I was thinking if I were in her, like, her parlor as a statue that
Right.
she had from Vulcan, and then I just started moving,
mhm,
and she was like, "I've seen you in," like, or something,
mhm.
and like we could adjust that to be he is from her court, and and I think Tim was as well. His character had something to do with Versi.
We're working on that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, as far as I can tell, warlocks do not get ritual casting, they only have ritual spells, correct?
You can take it as a
A feat, but I have to wait till level 4.
If you go Pact of the Tome,
I just checked, it doesn't seem to have...
No, if
You
go-
can
Ritual
cast
casting.
rituals.
No, if you go Pact of the Tome and then you take the Invocation Book of Shadows, that gives you ritual casting.
Okay.
Can you get that at level 2 or
You can
3?
get it at 3 because you have to have the Pact first.
yeah.
Okay.
We're starting at level 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How long do you plan to keep us on that level 1 to 3
2-3
churn
sessions.
fest?
Yeah,
Okay.
No, the first 2 levels are very fast.
Okay. Yeah, there's a reason why I take Inspiring Leader with my level 1 characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I did too. Yeah, I think Vanished one would work for your Warforged concept, and I think no matter your class, it would work out pretty okay.
Yeah, I think so too. If I want to be in a city that's not with Versi, we'll have to revisit.
So the idea is that you would have each sort of like gone on to go do your own things for a little while. Like, you're not necessarily like, even if your hook is I know Versi, you're not gonna start out with you're not gonna start out by being at wherever Versi is. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, I understand. I'm just trying to tie him to another character.
Yeah.
So is that still the sorcerer class or no?
Unsure. No class picked. Default sorcerer now, but
Yeah.
up for change.
All right. So I'm gonna mark you as sorcerer ? Vanished ?
Yeah, and so real quick question about Vanish, because I can't tell this from what it tells me.
Yeah.
But would we be able to homebrew it and move it slightly away from Versi, where he just awakens away from her and deals with this? Or is she core to it that he must be, that part of it must be uninterrupted? You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I have no idea reading the thing if the more important part is he was Vanished or he was Versi's.
Right. Yeah. Let me take a look.
Okay.
You guys, just so you know, Bayless is in the chat now.
Hey,
Ooh,
Bayless.
Hey,
How's it going,
Bayless.
How's it going, Bayless? Bayless, I hope you're done with
This-
the Curse of Strahd art because we're building characters right now and you're gonna have to start drawing them.
I immediately messaged him and was like, I hope you're into the idea of drawing a Medusa monk, because it's gonna happen.
Jesse, are you opposed to the idea of a Medusa?
Oh my god, stop.
No.
I'm joking. Don't do that.
While Ian's reading, Jesse, I want to tell you about my shadow monk.
Okay.
Because my favorite thing about monks is that they do not tie you to the monk aesthetic.
Right.
Yeah.
Like my shadow monk from the game I played him in was legitimately a pirate. Like he was he full on had a ship, overcoat. Like he was a pirate that just did pirate shit. And he was really good at fighting with people. And he was really good at hiding in shadows and popping out of shadows, and like he fit that aesthetic.
So yeah, a shadow monk is one that I was looking at beforehand. I will say this: I have little to no, and by that I mean zero interest in this way of the shield nonsense.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
kind of
fucking stupid, if I'm being honest.
Shield monk seems really dumb.
Yeah.
It does, especially if the whole thing is that I have like snakes that are also like my shield would just get in the way, and like I just like no, aesthetically it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's not good.
Can make an interesting multi-class though.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Because like really, Ranger is only good up to level 8. And after that, it kind of just falls apart. So I was kind of like, actually, multi-classing into Monk might not be a bad idea because it ties in shield stuff.
Right.
So I do think Banished one works for Warforged even without like heavy Versi involvement. Or Warforged. I don't know what words I just said. It works for Warforged. It works for your idea. I would say Banished one is probably the appropriate path for that.
okay. I'm gonna lean for that then.
Okay.
He carved in the image and he wants to emulate.
All right. So we've got Tim with Minotaur, Warlock, Haunted, Amber, Nymph, Cleric, Dragon Slayer, Chris, Warforged, Sorcerer, Vanished, Jesse, Medusa, Monk, Cursed, Steph, Satyr, Druid, Doomed, which leaves for Luke, Demigod, Lost, and
Gifted. Yeah. If Chris does stick to the sorcerer, then I'm thinking what was I thinking?
Gifted Artificer.
Yeah, Artificer, Centaur, Gifted one.
Ooh,
Cool.
Centaur Artificer.
Centaur Artificer
Cool.
with power armor.
Yeah. Holy shit, that's
Power
neat.
armor.
That's cool.
What is that, a Gorgon? The holy metal bull thing?
Yeah, Gorgon.
Hi.
I love that Luke was just like, okay, I'm gonna take what's left over. Here's this like beautifully wrapped up character.
No, he wanted Artificer. Just the way he fucking said it.
Literally just like taking what's left over, and it's pretty
Beautiful.
So Tim, are you okay with Warlock, or do you want to rethink that?
I had a quick look through. I think I did when I looked. I did intend to go Tome of Shadows because it applies ritualism to it.
Okay.
I still have like some like I'm not like as much a fan of it as I would potentially be in another class, but I think I can make it work.
Okay. I mean, there's always the ritual caster feat. There's always multi-classing into wizard if you're an int warlock.
Are you digging really hard for ritual because of the possibility of a gritty realism?
No, it's more if in my head the character is being set up to either be the Oracle's replacement or like someone in competition with her, and a lot of the stuff to do with like bending fates and stuff, I'm seeing that as it's a ritualistic thing. So in downtime, if he wants to set up shop as I'm the Oracle 2.0, that involves a certain amount of ritualism. If I want to be casting augury on behalf of people, I need that as a ritual spell, not casting spell slots, because I can't do it.
So you're accounting for downtime, though.
What if we?
Well,
What if
How
we stop?
about so here's a thing that I can do. So by default, the warlock subclass, your patron is the Fates, a trio of ancient hags, by default.
Yeah.
What if instead your patron were Versi, the Titan of Prophecy?
Which is what you originally had for my other.
One of the forgotten titans, one of the children of Thylea.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Oh.
Joe.
Joey.
Thanks, Joe.
Jesse Inspo. Also, for some reason, I am like absolutely panicking right now because I feel like I misspelled Jesse's name. Did I spell your name right? Jesse? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Like my heart just dropped when I saw it because I thought I misspelled it.
No, well, yeah, no, that's absolutely it. Jesse. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Oh, I would have let you know when you shared the
Okay.
the
The
preview.
overlay. Yeah. Okay. I just panicked for a second. I don't know why. Yeah. But yeah. So if you're if the semi homebrew path that you want is that your destiny is to replace Versi as the Oracle, who better to be your patron than the Titan of Prophecy, after whom the current Oracle was named?
Okay. Oh, I thought you were saying she was.
No, she's named
Fine,
after
okay.
the Titan.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Does that assuage your fears of Warlock not being sufficient?
I mean, it does. It's very interesting. It doesn't like. It was the ritualism stuff that was the issue to me, but I know that I can take ritual casting
Okay.
as part of it anyway, without even having to take it as a feat or multi-classing. I'm less concerned.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think if I'm remembering right, I can expend one free divination spell for long rest anyway.
Is that long rest?
Or maybe short rest.
or long. Short or long, you get one
yeah.
free divination spell.
So that's
That's
helps.
huge.
That helps.
That's really good.
That's huge. You can literally cast the divination spell once per short. For free.
To be fair, though,
By the
Early-
time you're level 9.
yeah, early level, there's not much divination on the warlock spell list.
Yeah, that's true. But if you take Book of Shadows, that's any rituals, right? That's not just warlock spells.
I believe so, yeah. And I can pick up any rituals even if they're not on the warlock list, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
So-
so, yeah.
In fact, if Amber's character has a shit ton of cleric rituals in her book, I could spend downtime transferring them over.
Not to mention that literally half of the expanded spell list for that patron are divination spells.
Yeah.
Detect evil and good, identify, see invisibility, clairvoyance, divination.
Is Amber a
Arcanine.
cleric of prophecy?
Not a prophecy.
Okay.
Or what are you a cleric? What's your sub cleric class?
I have to decide that yet.
Okay.
Because you were going to be death cleric, weren't you?
I was going to be Death Cleric, but that doesn't necessarily work with a nymph, I don't think.
Death cleric of Lutheria.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah, but Ian said probably don't go that way.
So I do have to amend that. You can venerate the Titans Sidon and Lutheria, but drawing your power from them will probably cause problems. So Cleric of Lutheria would probably be bad.
yeah.
But cleric of death who venerates Lutheria would be fine.
Sounds like a loophole.
I guess.
But I don't feel like it works with a nymph so much.
I mean, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Unless you're very curious about death.
No, probably not.
Do we? I think we generally have an idea of who the characters are, though. I have 6 X's. So Steph is a satyr druid, doomed one. Jesse is a Medusa monk, cursed one. Chris is a warforged sorcerer, vanished one. Amber is a nymph cleric, dragon slayer. Tim is a minotaur warlock, haunted one. Luke is a centaur artificer, gifted one.
Do we
How are
have
you
a
gonna ride that
tank?
dragon?
Do we have to have what?
Do we have a tank?
The
Artificers are pretty tanky.
armor artificer is pretty
Yeah.
tanky. Yeah.
Okay.
And monks, obviously, they're not tanks, but they're in melee, so they're going to be eating some of the hits. And then.
Orcs have a kind of high AC. At least it's the
yeah.
one that I had made at.
Yeah.
Luke, I would like you to think
Depending
about
on
how your
your
centaur's going to
subclass.
ride your dragon.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Luke, why is every game that I play with you, you're trying to ride a dragon?
I just thought Gifted One went well with Artificer. It's just like things come to you easy, so you're a builder, so that worked well. I didn't
Also-
really think about too much about riding a dragon.
Also, there was no dragon in Curse of Strahd.
What's up?
That we know of.
Excuse me, Argynvost?
He didn't fucking ride that.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
For the record, this will be the first time I will have ever played a melee character. I
neat.
always play range forever and ever, amen. So
Get in there.
if I cause a TPK, here's your warning.
Just don't get transformed into a gibbering mouther again, and we'll be fine.
I don't know what you could possibly be talking about.
Uh-huh.
What doesn't happen on stream stays off stream.
Sure.
No, if it didn't happen on stream, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
that
why-
was both times that I've played that one shot, and both times my character turned into one.
For the
Neither one-
viewers, we had a one shot.
None of them were
To
on
establish we didn't hate each other.
So you guys each have an idea of who you are. The question is, where the hell did you come from? And I think Steph is working on that, looking for this. She's desperately tearing
Where
through the
is it?
Xanathar's table of contents.
Where is it?
I want to say that it's at the top of the second column of the table of contents. Because
Life
these,
events.
Just for
no,
my
No.
information, how late are we planning to play? I'm good to keep going. I'm just I'm curious because I don't know what general end times are for you guys.
generally we set aside 4-hour sessions, so I would say like
Tim
yeah.
stops us.
2 hours from now.
Yeah, 15 minutes from now would be 4 hours playtime.
Hmm? No,
No.
the thing got
2
reset.
hours.
What?
We've got 51 minutes before it's 4 hours, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
said. 15
Oh, wait,
minutes.
so you said
I
15.
thought you said
Sorry.
yeah. I thought you said 15 as well.
50.
Wait, what?
50
Oh,
minutes
I
from
started-
now is 4 hours.
I started at 3 o'clock my time. Okay.
Yeah,
My brain was doing 4 o'clock,
I see.
and
Yeah.
Time zones suck.
And switch it over to Demigod. That's easier.
You want to be demigod?
I need to do one.
Yeah, that works. That works pretty much exactly the same.
Wait,
But
how does
it's-
that? How does that? Is there a modification for monstrous race?
Yes.
Oh, he's Zeus. Okay.
Yep.
Pythor was known to take many forms, betting both mortals and native races of Thylea. Cool. Awesome. So you're the champion of one of the tribes of the steppes.
Yep.
Awesome. Jesus. I gotta read like what the fuck. how does that actually affect the epic path?
Not at all, really.
Probably not at all.
No.
Demigod. Okay.
the dragon just went after a centaur.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, pretty
Which
much.
makes sense because dragons hate, or centaurs hate dragons. There you
Yep.
go.
Alright, yeah, so that works. That still works fine. So Steph's literally just over here rolling on This Is Your Life.
Sorry.
So
I have no siblings, my birthplace is home, and I know who my parents are. Got it.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
you're
sorry
the-
about your boring life.
You're the doomed one?
And the rolls.
Wait, hold up. Hang on.
Oh, is there shit that, yeah, I keep forgetting there's shit that you know that I don't know.
Well, I want to read what you know about your parents.
I know
So-
my parents are dead.
I will say this, since I'm a
Famous and distinguished family.
Your
Since
parents died shortly after you were born under mysterious circumstances. That's what you know about it.
So since I'm a Medusa, I can choose a different race that I was before I became a Medusa,
Yes.
which means that for backstory things, I'm open to siblings and things along those lines.
Centaur Medusa.
Oh my god, what if I cure myself of the curse of the Medusa and turn into a fucking centaur?
That would be pretty
Would
fucking
you-
hilarious.
That
That'd
would
So
be
if you-
great.
Would a centaur, if it were turned into a Medusa, have the Naga tail instead?
it doesn't matter.
Don't think about
Because
it.
Doesn't
that would be
matter.
dope as shit. The giant fucking Naga tail that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Steph, can you send that life thing in our part of Roll20, or not Roll20,
Discord.
On it.
Discord, that's the word.
I'm on it.
Oh, you're on it.
I'm
Okay.
on it.
Xanathars. Because I like to roll dice, and there's no other dice in session 0.
Centaurs are proud people. They view themselves as superior to all other races. Awesome.
Wow.
Oh god damn it! What
Wow.
have we done?
What else is new?
Is Luke playing Luke again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give Luke a reason to be.
Alright, I have
Thank you.
linked the This Is Your Life. You should have access to it on D&D Beyond because you're in a campaign and I share everything. So yeah, I've never done like this. I've never done This Is Your Life with a group of people. So I guess if you want to use it, just start rolling and then just excitedly announce your results as you come across them.
Oh, I need a background.
I can't.
You
D100.
can't what? You
Like
can't be excited.
no, like it doesn't fit
Yeah, if you
his
have a
concept.
lot
He
of-
has no
right.
life.
If you have a lot of things fleshed out or concrete, then
Yeah, like if you have an idea for your
Yeah.
backstory already, then
I'm filling in holes with.
yeah.
I might
mine.
like think up some friends and stuff because he's not like brand new, but like he's maybe only been around for a couple of months.
Mhm.
I feel like we need to work out the modifications, and Ian, you and I can do this on our own. But I feel like we need to work out the modifications for the cursed one before I can really dive into his backstory.
Okay. So
We don't have to
yeah.
take-
So I think it's probably a better idea to do This Is Your Life offline, just sort of ad hoc. It's probably better not to spend this time on
Oh
it.
yeah.
So what I do want to do is I want to establish any relationships that might exist between your characters, if there are any. I don't know that there will be. I don't know how reasonable it is that there could be. But if at all possible, I think that would be really useful to do now.
I have one off the bat that might help. My character may have been sent from the Oracle to find each of these people as her apprentice, to deliver the message, to meet Kyra at the wherever it is we're meeting her,
Okay.
the bard. I'm just saying because at least then it ties it through. Everyone will have met me at least.
Right.
Might make sense more to be on a quest to find one of us, and then because she knew that Kyra
Sure.
would find them.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys actually know that name already?
You said it.
You said it.
As the bard?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely never said the bard's name.
Oh,
Almost
maybe
said-
I'm just like two connections in my head.
Said it.
Yeah, I thought you did say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Relax, buddy.
Let me put it this way: it sounded familiar whenever it was said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can also erase that from my memory if need be.
Yeah, if you needs to not know that in character, that's cool.
I
Um,
mean, you're gonna
Memory, which is shit anyway.
you're gonna meet her literally at the start of the first session, but that's definitely not in the player's guide. I just control F it. Like it's just not there. Whatever.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
But yeah, I'm happy. Like if that makes sense. Otherwise, I can do something completely different. But I just thought that's an easy way to thread me in, as I was
Mm.
sent to find one of them as the like apprentice.
Okay. So who were you sent to find?
I don't know.
Someone volunteer.
I volunteer as tribute. I could have been literally anywhere, because if my main goal right now is to just live life to the fullest, I probably would inhabit well-to-do cities and just move around a lot. So I really could be anywhere. I'm an easy tie-in.
I would be amused if it was me and your quest was go find the Dragon Lord XYZ. And you're just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That guy's dead.
He died 500 years ago. What are you talking about?
Shalrath42, thanks for following.
And then you can figure out how you, or we can figure out how you run into me.
Sure.
And they're like, oh, this is the guy that I need to find.
I wonder
that's just a
if.
thought.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's the kind of prophecy bullshit that oracles do.
Yeah. Also, Chris, you don't actually necessarily need to have belonged to Versi at any point.
I figured I was running off of.
Yeah. You could have just been a statue somewhere that just.
Is there a crypt of them, or are there any, like, monuments to them or anything?
There is a crypt.
I should probably not be from there.
Probably not.
Okay. Sorry. Backing away.
Throwing that out.
Okay.
I have a
It would
question about this Curse of the Medusa. Do you know, it doesn't say in the player's guide anywhere, but do you know how long that transition takes?
I do.
Can you share that with me, since I've experienced it?
Yeah. It takes 5 weeks.
Oh, that's a lot less time than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's not long.
Like, a lot less time. So, because... All right. Okay.
Is anyone here a human?
No.
No. We have a
Is anyone
satyr.
here likely to be among humans?
I'm likely to have turned someone into a monument.
I mean, I guess sort of. I'm probably wherever Versi is based. So if she's in a city, I would have been in amongst humans.
She is not in a city. She has she has her own temple in the mountains. Kind of between Astoria and Mitros.
Maybe he would have just been in the city anyway, because he's like trying to find reasons why he exists. So he's trying to find old prophecies and scraps of, fate material, find out why he exists.
Right.
So he may just be in a city anyway, because I'm sure they must have places in the cities that are dedicated to the Oracle and stuff. So they'd have satellite offices in that way. No.
People travel to the ancient Greek oracle to seek her.
Yeah,
That's
true.
People travel to the Oracle. That said, there is the Academy at Mitros, which is a place for philosophy and other intellectual pursuits, as well as many colleges devoted to the different schools of magic, and to safeguarding the lore of Thylea. So prophecy is very frequently steeped in history. And especially if you were sent to look for one of the Dragonlords, wait, I need to learn more about these people.
Yeah.
And then Steph, you said that you wanted to you wanted to be in a big city because that's where all of the hedonistic kinds of things can be most easily found.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of that you would be in Mitros.
Yeah, but I am not. Satyrs are kind of like you walk down the street and satyrs are.
You'll definitely get some double takes, but it's not like people are going to throw stones at you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that.
So I feel like I would be in a city as well, because but living on the fringe.
Okay. So how's about I throw another hook at you? So in Mitros, there is a thieves guild known as the Cult of the Snake.
Well, if that doesn't sound meant to be, I don't know what does.
Unless you go Magusa, and then you have to find.
Yeah, and then it's the Cult of the Goose, and we just have to change everything. You're not allowed to be a Magusa. Shut up. It was a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yes, there's a thieves guild. Holy shit, AJ, 2,000 bits.
AJ.
From AJ.
Oh, and Tim's not even here.
Aw.
I thought Ian said Me Gusta, and I was confused.
I ran. I heard and I ran.
Looks like 2 nat 20s apiece for Tim and Jables.
Jesse.
Thanks, baby.
Jesse. I got the J out, and I was just like, it's rolling into an A. I'm not stopping it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Holy shit. Thanks for the Pride Penguin, AJ.
Pride Penguin.
Yay.
Penguin.
I will draw you all for free if Jesse makes a Magusa. All right, Jesse. Jesse.
I'm not gonna be a Magusa. Sorry.
Oh, do we lose Steph?
What the fuck, Zoom?
What the hell?
We lost to Steph.
I'm
Why
still here.
Why is Steph
I'm
just...
Luke now.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Luke's.
Oh, I'm Steph.
I'm Luke
fixing
now.
it.
Oh, my
I'm
computer
fixing it.
shit itself. I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm
fixing
sorry. I think this USB port might be bad.
It's Luke.
That's not good.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
That's 10.
Where have I gone? Oh, yeah. I'm,
Sorry,
That's
babe.
Steph. That's me. That's Chris.
God damn it, laptop. I've only had you for like
That's Amber. There we go.
a year and a half. Not even.
Alright, I fixed it.
Thank you.
I want to
oh my
say
god, you've all moved.
Why did I move?
Dude,
My
there's been
camera
so
shit
much
itself.
like bit love to all of us, and I want to say thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
you.
thank
to
you, everyone.
absolutely
Very
everybody.
So much of it.
So
Yeah,
much love on
you
Session
guys are just
Zero.
swimming in cheerspiration and nat 20s, and we haven't even started!
I'm
So are you.
20 so far.
I have three cheerspirations.
Ian, I got a way to hook my character and Amber's character together.
Okay.
Hexia the dragon, who is Pythor's greatest foe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Dragon Slayer is out to attack that dragon, and we somehow meet all along that path somehow.
So you're both after a dragon, and you wanna team up.
Yeah.
I like that idea, yeah.
I like it.
Is it a
So
healthy
how did you meet?
competition?
How does a well? I mean, nymphs can be from anywhere.
Well, my idea was that the dragon had burned my forest.
Say,
nat
Centaur.
20s for me. Thanks, horrible tomato.
What kind of nymph
Thank
are you,
you.
by the way?
Where did I pick?
Star nymphs are my favorite.
I do like stars.
The spells with Oriad are really good.
Were they?
Yeah.
The mountain. I want to be a star nymph, but get the mountain ones.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's where I was at when I was looking at Nim.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Oriad, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Star One and Twilight Cleric would be kind of fun.
What's
Mm.
what's your class? You're a
There.
Cleric. And I was looking at being life cleric then.
Ooh, that's tanky as shit.
And that would make up for our lack of tankiness everywhere else.
Artificer's tank. He's
Yeah.
just by himself. You know. it's
I only
fine.
had 20 AC at level 3.
Only 20.
Only 20.
Well, and then I'll have shield, and then I'll have other stuff.
I was gonna say 20 seems a little low for a Luke character.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it yet. I just was like, oh, power armor can be any armor, so it's plate armor in the shield. There you go.
I mean, plate armor's expensive, but
No, power armor, you just get it.
oh Jesus Christ, you just make it because.
Yep.
Okay. So as an Oriad, you're from mountainous regions, and steppes are mountainous regions, so that's where centaurs live.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Sure.
Okay.
So we've got 3 people in Mitros, we've got 2 people in the steps, and then there's Chris.
I could be a Mitros.
Okay. You're just a statue in Mitros that wakes up?
Yeah, I'm owned by
King Acastus?
no, let me look up the name real quick.
I write songs about the weird statue in Mitros. There you go.
Vulcan?
Volcon? Is that what you're looking for, Chris?
No.
Okay.
Does it have to be?
Oh, is it a dance party now? Is that what's happening?
I just dance when I'm bored.
Do the party player dance. I don't even know how that.
I'm very curious to know what Chris is looking for.
I think that I would be in the personal collection of the Lady of Coins.
Okay. That's a name you know?
Who dat?
I only have access to the player's guide.
Yep. So the Lady of Coins is the leader of the Cult of the Snake.
Oh, there you go.
So that's of particular interest to Jesse, considering we've just decided that he's in the Cult of the Snake. And are you committing to being part of the Cult of the Snake?
Wait, who are you asking?
Jesse.
So yes. Question mark? I mean, I'd have to work out like a monk being a part of a thieves guild. Like I'd have to wrap my head around that.
I mean, Shadow Monk, and you're basically just a cat burglar.
That's
Which
fair.
monk are you thinking about, by the way?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay, because this was what I was mentioning earlier. Like
Shadow
you
Monk
can
is
be
one of
just
the, like 2 or 3 that I've narrowed it down to. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just completely throw out the monk flavor, and like
Right.
pretty much any monk subclass you can flavor as a cat burglar.
Right.
So like that's totally doable.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
I
the
can-
two. Okay, so this is actually great because now there's pairs of you. So Tim and Steph, you met in Mitros. We still haven't figured out how. Jesse and Chris, you met also in Mitros, but specifically through the Cult of the Snake. And then Luke and Amber, you met by having a shared want for the death of dragons, specific dragons. And Luke, have you convinced Amber's character that the dragon that burned her town down was probably Hexia?
Yeah, I'll probably do that because, well, even if it wasn't, like centaurs are like super defensive of like nature and the wildlands. So even if like that was just added in there, it'd just be a chance for me to get information on the dragon that I was interested in. So I'd
Okay.
probably be willing to help either.
So you're specifically your destiny is to kill Hexia because Hexia is the enemy of Pythor.
Yeah.
And I think they stole your mother. Is the
Yep.
Yeah. So Hexia stole your mother, and some unnamed dragon burned down Amber's character's mountaintop forest. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you burn down a mountain.
Burned
Acid.
something that I was
Just
with.
scorched the earth.
Just
Destroyed where I was living.
melted
about it.
the entire peak.
Yeah.
And that may have been Hexia, who knows? But either way, you each have a dragon you want to murder, and they might be the same dragon. So, yeah, that's really cool how we have pairs. So Jesse and Chris, since you're committing to this, I will share with you, because this is information that you would know. The leader of the Cult of the Snake, the Lady of Coins, is herself a Medusa.
Mom?
Knew it. Fucking called it. And
So is that gonna be? Would that create conflict with the fact that I'm also a Medusa?
I don't know. Would it?
How common are Medusae?
Not very. But where you have not embraced your curse, she very much has.
Is she someone who has a conscience and would care about a Medusa trying to remove their curse? We wouldn't know that is an acceptable answer. Just like that's a thought.
Let me check.
Like I'm wondering if there could be a situation where she is like trying to take me under her wings, so to speak, or under her snakes, so to speak, where
under her hood.
Under her hood.
And it's
yikes! Hang on, that one.
So I'm wondering if there's if that can be part of my character's conflict, is that she is like trying to like basically groom me to be her right-hand man, but the whole time I'm trying to like distance myself because I don't want to be a Medusa anymore. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
I'm also not trying to write your story or anything.
Well, that's your story too.
I always like the characters that are evil but have like
what's your destiny?
the person that they will help. You know what I mean?
Cursed one. Let me see. I don't think she actually has anything to do with your path as written. Let me double check. No, she does not. So we are okay. We're doing a modified cursed one anyway. So since we're doing a modified cursed one, I think
Jesse, do you have a thought as to what your curse was caused by?
So the idea is that he like took an oath to one of the Titans, and then that Titan interpreted something he did as breaking the oath, although he disagrees with that. And then that Titan placed this curse on him as like punishment for breaking the oath. That's the idea. And so that's why he is like doing everything he can to like not be pulled toward evil and to like get out of this curse. And
are you being non-specific because you don't know, or just because you've got an idea?
So do you mean like non-specific with which Titan?
With which Titan, with what you did?
Oath was, how they misinterpreted it.
No, that's as far as I got in thinking, and then I was told not to marry anything, so I didn't think any further on it. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so that was like the rough basic concept, is that this was placed on me by a Titan because I broke an oath kind of situation.
I just had a really stupid idea. Since she's a Medusa... No, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I was gonna say, Chris, what if your Vanished One story is that you actually are that Dragonlord and you were petrified forever, but then you...
Like the Minotaurs ended up keeping that property when they were transformed, so it still works. There's precedence.
You kept your, like, you never got unpetrified, but you became animate again. But
so Ian, what I would say is, my belief is that I am a statue that has come to life with no earthly knowledge, and have been told by my owner, the Lady of Coins, that I am a masterwork of Vulcan, made in the image of a Dragonlord, and that I should take with that what I will, and that she probably employs me to do services such as keep an eye on people in her parlor. or sneak into places people wouldn't question a statue being,
Right.
or whatever. And then I take it upon myself to fulfill the mantle of whatever Dragonlord I am. So it's perfectly plausible that some ancient Medusa cursed the Dragonlord and that I am that Dragonlord. And I don't really need to know that until it comes up.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Got it. All right. Yeah. So I think there's definitely a lot of work to be done, just in terms of like who your characters are. There's a few epic paths that I kind of need to homebrew at least a little bit, and just sort of work out concretely how your characters met. Maybe run a meet cute here and there between the pairs of you. But I think we all have a good idea of who our characters are. Is that
Can I ask Steph a question?
sure?
Yes.
When you do your sacrifices, is there someone in particular you do it to?
Steph.
I think. Oh yeah, Lotheria is who I had in mind. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Just wanted to know.
So as I look over these more, I feel like Valis is probably who my oath was to.
Okay.
Because as the goddess of wisdom and beauty, I feel like the curse of the Medusa is probably something that she would do.
Okay.
I have to work it out, but that's
Yeah.
like initial reactions.
Right. Yeah, definitely something we can workshop. We can work with that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to like individually talk to each of you, and then maybe in pairs. But I don't want to waste 5 people's time by like deep diving one person's story, even though I've been literally spent like the last hour doing that one at a time. So I was hoping we would get to this point a little bit faster, because I prepared a little game, but I don't know if we have time to play it. So I'm going to, can I over here, swap this. All right, I'm going to switch views. All of the names are going to be wrong because everyone got rearranged. I don't know if I feel like rearranging. I guess I have to. Kind of have to. And
I like the idea of ending on a high note.
Okay. then I will rearrange everybody so that we can be on the Roll20 screen and we can play a little game. So Steph goes here.
DM Jigsaw.
Tim goes here. Rearranging everyone. Luke goes here. And where did Jesse go? Jesse's under here. There he is.
Yeah.
There he is. Alright, so everyone's in the right spot. So let's switch the scene. So there is a very cool aspect of this setting that I have not yet introduced, and that is the royal game, also known as 20 Squares.
It's based on, is it Noor? Is that right?
This is based on the royal game of Ur. It is very similar in rules. So the objective is to here. So there's a player on either side of the board, and then your objective as a player is to get all of your pieces on the board, and then follow. Ooh, I can draw things. And then follow a path along the board, and then get your pieces. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Undo. No. Okay.
Am I not in the Roll20? Did I lose that? No, I'm in it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to get it on the board, and then into the center, and then to the end of the board, and then off the same side of the board. And you want to do that with each of your pieces. So each of you has 7 pieces. And then on your turn, you essentially flip 4 coins. Heads is 1, tails is 0, and then the total of those 4 coins is how many spaces you can move one of your pieces. If you land on your opponent's piece, you knock it off the board. And if you land on one of the rosettes, which is actually these are the symbol of Sidon, in fact. If you land on one of those, you get another turn.
I'm not sure we have time for this.
I don't think so either. I was hoping we would get to it sooner.
I have seen this game before. This is, yeah, it'll take a minute.
It takes a minute.
Everyone got back off, and then you have to start over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, if people want to like, if we want to like start a game with someone who's willing to be here for, I don't know, like half an hour, 45 minutes, and then other people can drop off when they need to leave. I don't know.
What if, I mean, we have pairs of players, right? What if we did?
Yeah, that would be. It just wouldn't be something we do on stream.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Incorporated into the campaign?
How is it incorporated into the campaign? That's a very good question.
Like, what does this have to do with Odyssey?
That's a good question. Thank you for asking. So it is a game that is tied into the fabric of reality. You can wager things about yourself that are intrinsic, and the universe will enforce that wager.
I wager my hind legs.
So
Could this be how Jables got cursed?
Where's Jesse?
Possibly. Throughout the campaign, if you have access to a game board, you can wager anything you own, including inspiration, cheerspiration, nat 20s, hit dice, spell slots, and sorcery points.
I'm sorry, what?
We're turning us into gamblers, basically. D&D gamblers.
Oh, like what is it? Do you double down? Like how do you? What is the reward?
Ouch.
You win whatever your opponent wagered.
Oh, okay.
Can I wager ability scores?
No.
Jesus.
Okay.
High stakes.
You can wager asymmetrically. So your wager does not have to be equal to your opponent's wager, but the gods do not like to see a mockery of their favorite game. So betting something only to deliberately lose in order to share that thing with your allies will be met with divine punishment.
Okay.
So this isn't, I have hit dice and you don't, so let me wager a bunch of hit dice versus your single silver piece, and then I'll just lose.
Yeah.
That will be punished. But, yeah.
Jeez.
Pretty cool.
Super into this. Super into this concept. I don't understand how the game works at all.
I don't
I'm
either.
super into this idea that you can wager things like this.
So I actually set up a macro on Roll20 that allows you to flip 4 coins. I literally just rolled a 0. So it actually flips 4 coins and then tells you the result.
That's so cool.
And then the coins. Oops, I need to do that on here. So the coins have the symbol of Sidon and the Dragonlords.
Ah, that's the
Okay.
thing.
That's the thing.
That is the thing.
That's the thing. So that's yeah. I was hoping we would have time to play that, but we are coming up on
That's
the
alright.
end of
There's
it.
time to play it.
There's time to play it.
No, later.
Oh, okay.
No, not right now.
So yeah, if at any point throughout the campaign you guys have access to a game board and the desire to wager, you can play either amongst yourselves or with NPCs.
Is it a tool?
Is it a tool that you can gain proficiency in?
No, that I can make.
That you can make? It's a magic item. But you can craft magic items. That's a thing.
Yeah, is it a common magic item?
I believe it's uncommon, if I recall correctly. I'm actually gonna check real quick. It is indeed uncommon.
Hmm.
So there's rules in the book for how to resolve it using dice. If you would rather use your character's abilities to play the game instead of your own, and it's literally it's 7 contested checks in order: performance, insight, history, deception, intimidation, persuasion, and perception.
Jeez.
Yeah, like they run the fucking gamut. But it's all mental scores. So, but the game is very clearly based on the Royal Game of Ur. So I looked up how to play that game, and I'm like, if you want to actually play that game in a game of D&D, I ain't gonna fucking stop you.
I love games within my game.
But in the book, it says anything can be wagered on the outcome of the game: wealth, power, magic, or even the lives of the 2 players.
Damn.
Yeah. And depending on the nature of the wager, up to 6 rematches can be played. So you can actually you can play a best of 7.
Not on stream though.
Not on stream. That would take a really long time. But you could play best of 7, and then even if so you can re-wager between rounds.
How long until last call turns into us wagering shit while drunk? Wait,
and then
like,
losing
playing
horribly.
This game, yeah.
I think that's kind of inevitable.
Ian, did you know that Ur is on Steam?
What?
I think that Ur is on Steam.
Really? I'll have to.
Don't look it up now. Stop it!
It is indeed on Steam.
Does a Marut enforce this?
No, the universe itself enforces it. It's just instant.
Mm.
But yeah, so that was the last thing I had. That was the 7th thing I had on my list of things to do in session 0.
Yeah, figure out a name.
Chris points out in a private message: gritty realism plus catnap spell. Yeah, catnap works fine in gritty realism. You get a 10-minute short rest.
So are we doing gritty realism?
Yeah, let's we said we wanted to revisit after everyone made characters. Tim, do you feel any less horrible about playing gritty realism now that you're a short rest class?
Yeah, I still only get 2 spell slots a day, so a week now. Sorry, a week.
No, it's per day. No, it's per day.
Oh, it's true. It's per day. I still don't love it. I'm not mad. Honestly, if I am the only holdout, I'm happy to give it a go.
I mean, there were 4 people, including you, who were like, eh.
But I don't love it. I personally think I will feel more heroic without it. But that is just me and my play style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesse,
And
Luke, Amber, thoughts? Because I know Steph and Chris were on board. Like you 2 were just like super on board.
I've been wanting to do it for a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up really quickly, but how?
Why don't we revisit on Discord after
That's probably a better idea. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he's trying to pressure all of us.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
time's ticking.
we have like 10 minutes to finish the stream, so just agree already, so we can just end it.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, no, we can take this to Discord and we can have a longer conversation and just announce the result.
Sounds good.
I'll switch back to
Do monks recover key points after a short rest or long rest?
short rest. Yeah.
Oh well, then I'm game for whatever.
It works for
My
me.
resources aren't tied to a week. Fucking
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I just my biggest thing is I just want everybody to be comfortable.
I do remember when I played it, the reason why I played it was because I wanted the players to feel on edge. I wanted there to be difficulty associated with what they were doing. They were in a world that was very dangerous to them, and they didn't have as much choice as we might have. So they were forced into situations. They had to go protect things, save people,
Right.
investigate. So I'm not sure how it would work when there's a lot more player agency and they can just downtime and wait. So I don't know how it would work in this game, but Yeah, we'll talk on Discord.
All right. So the last thing that I want to do is I want to award inspiration for choosing Odyssey character choices, and I also want to record your Cheerspiration in Net 20. Just because in the next 2 weeks I'm hoping to get an overlay that'll actually keep track of our Cheerspiration in Net 20s. So Amber, you are a nymph, and you have the Dragon Slayer Epic Path, but you are a life cleric, so you get 2 inspiration. And then how much Cheerspiration in Net 20s do you have?
I think I have 3 Cheerspiration.
And any Net 20s?
No, not 20s.
All right.
Andy was going to come back, I think, but I don't know if he did.
Yeah, I don't know if he did. Chris, you are a Warforged, so no. You have vanished. Were you going to be a demigod sorcerer?
That's what I'm leaning towards, but I might change it.
Okay.
So
for now, I'll give you 2.
Yeah.
And then Cheerspiration in Net 20s?
I didn't know I was supposed to be watching that, so I have no idea.
I will go through chat.
Awesome. Good job.
Cone of shame.
Jesse, you are a Medusa and a cursed one, but you are not the shield monk. So again, 2.
Right.
All right. Cheerspiration in Net 20s?
4 Cheerspirations and 2 Nat 20.
Holy shit, he's loaded. Luke, you are a centaur and a demigod, but you're an artificer. So 2. Everyone's getting 2. What the hell?
Me and Steph.
Cheerspiration in Net 20s?
3 and 1.
3 and 1. All right. Steph.
1 Nat 20.
Satyr, sacrifice, doomed. So you got 3. Woo!
1 Nat 23 Cheerspirations.
1 Nat 23 Cheerspirations. Tim, you are Minotaur, Fates, Warlock, Haunted. So you get 3. And my computer locked up. Why is my computer locking up?
It fucking hates you.
Jesus.
3-session rule: take your inspiration, then change your class.
Cheerspiration in Nat 20s, Tim?
3 and 1, same as Luke.
You just got 2.
Huh?
Yeah, you just got 2 from AJ, didn't you? 2 Nat 20s from AJ, not too long
No,
ago.
she did 1 to Tim and 1 to me.
Yeah, we got 1 each.
No, that was 2 each.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty sure it
Oh,
was.
okay.
Yeah, that was 2 each. That was 2,000 bits. That's
Okay.
4 Nat 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I have 3 Nat 20s.
All right.
AJ
And then
fucking loaded
Tim,
up
you're
in
at
here.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we need to figure out what the hell Chris has. And I have 3 Cheerspirations and 2 Nat. We are loaded for
Oh,
the start of
dear
this
God.
campaign. Jesus. So the Cheerspiration channel's up to date for once. So we're gonna end this here. We have a good idea of who our characters are. We just have to flesh them out, give them names, figure out exactly how you met, and I need to rewrite some epic paths. Cool. Let me actually make a note of who I need to modify. So Chris is modified, Jesse is modified, and Tim is modified, right?
Yeah, I'm also not mad about the items on my path. They're like completely useless to me.
Right. That was the other thing that I needed to do. I need to figure
They're
out.
completely useless, and they're like someone gets a luck blade, and I get an awareness stone. Doesn't mean I can't be surprised.
Yeah, that was something that I was supposed to ask you guys. I guess I can just do that on Discord. So I do need to get your item choices for your epic paths. For those of you who have item choices, and then for those that don't have anything that's remotely useful, we can figure it out.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the ridiculous amount of bits for a session 0.
Yeah, Jesus, guys.
I hope you guys knew that there were not going to be any dice rolled today.
I rolled my own, bitch.
Yeah, Steph was rolling the dice for like the last half hour. But we will be starting this campaign in earnest in 2 weeks. So July 4th, 4 p.m. EST, Session 1 of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Next Sunday, not tomorrow, but 8 days from today, which is the 28th, is our Curse of Strahd session 1 at 1 p.m. EST. And then we're not sure if we're moving last call. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But no matter where you're watching this, check out our Discord. And if you're on YouTube, check out our Twitch. If you're on Twitch, check out our YouTube. There's a thing right here that tells you to do that. They're not links. There's no way for me to make those links.
No.
Actually, I can make them links on YouTube. Yeah, let me make a link on YouTube.
Thank you, Tim, for the idea, because it actually looks really snazzy. I like it.
But thank you, everyone, for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.